A medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
ESPN 710, Los Angeles. Sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Thursday afternoon.
Ireland, best show on the radio.
Here we go, the Thursday, July 3rd edition of the Hall of Famers. Happy 4th of July week. Tomorrow, the 4th of July, we'll be off, but today we're going to pack the show with plenty of hot sports talk. Yeah. Like yesterday, when the DeAndre Ayton news broke during the show.
Wait a minute.
If you you got it? Is it done?
Chris Haynes, free agent center DeAndre Ayton is signing with the Lakers.
I told you.
Yay.
I'm bringing my Bahamian flag.
And let's take a moment to salute Steve Mason on this 4th of July week, a proud American who actually had objectivity after the deal was done.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Well, that guarantees us a championship.
Yeah.
Every time you had a Bahamian,
You
win.
heard Michael.
They're better than us.
Oh, yeah. With DeAndre, yes.
I do not believe that.
What?
I don't
You
believe
forgot
that.
how good he is.
Because you're a non-believer.
I forgot how good he is because I've read all the stuff about his behavioral stuff and late for stuff and does
not-
care factor
think
low,
he's
all
checked
that.
all that
But if he's
baggage.
coming to the Lakers, think positive.
I'm sure we'll talk more about DeAndre Ayton being a Laker and if he'll actually show up this time around. Meanwhile, Clayton Kershaw's got his 3,000 strikeouts. We've got hot dogs, hamburgers, tri-tip if you're into that sort of thing. The whole accoutrement for this 4th of July. Let's do it. Mason in Ireland. Thursday afternoon right now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, Ireland, I don't know if you're on YouTube right now, but the microphone just snapped right off. I don't know what's going on. So I'm on this. I've got a stick mic now. I can just move around the studio. I got a stick mic, or I've got this mic. Either one.
Yeah, I was on YouTube. Oh, no, yeah, they're. So now they're showing you.
Yeah, now. Yeah, no.
You
no,
broke
this mic.
another mic?
This mic. Okay, headphones. No, I got that. What? You Bergman? The mic was malfunctioning, and I had. What are you doing? That works. This totally
Now Laura's
works, yeah.
pulling wires over his head. We're a mess today.
All right, let's start the show over. This sucks.
No.
All right.
Well, how about this?
Yeah.
Before the show started, I do this show on remote.
Yes.
Everybody changed the remote codes and nobody told me.
It's unbelievable. Look. He broke the mic. No, the mic just snapped right off.
I believe Bergman. I think you broke it.
No, it snapped. It just snapped off. It won't plug back in.
I'm with Bergman.
But I've got a
Broke
stick mic. Hey,
Oh, that sounds good.
Nice
you sound very booming and resonant
nice
right
warm
there.
mic, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I don't know.
You've never sounded better.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that.
See, you're doing it again. You're going to break this.
So this is what I do. This is how I work, Bergman. Go home. Go to your barbecue or whatever the hell you're doing. Barbecue. So,
Did you watch the Dodger game last night?
I did, of course. It was a
That
big
was one of my
night.
favorite Dodger games of the year. Maybe the favorite Dodger game of the year, unless Max Muncy's out for the season, which is possible.
I have not gone back and looked at the video, but
I did.
I am told it is not good.
But the comments afterwards were not what you thought they would be. Like Steven Nelson, who was doing
Sounded
Davis
pretty
was out
rough,
last
yeah.
night. Steven and Oral were very concerned. They thought this is bad, really bad.
And the crew, they said we're not going to show this again.
Right.
Because
But,
apparently something goes the wrong way.
It's bad.
once they got through that, I love that Kershaw. If he didn't strike that guy out, we would have had to wait till next week.
Yeah.
He wasn't coming back to pitch the seventh inning. So he strikes out his last batter, gets it done, and then the comeback was insane.
Oh, the comeback was
great.
spectacular. The Dodgers are never, ever out of a game. Ever out of a game.
I was really happy. The two of the guys that work on my Laker crew, Russell Kodani, Russell produced last night, and Ben Dillenberger directed. Ben and Russ are both on our Lakers crew, and I thought they killed it. I thought the whole crew killed it. I thought that the way they showed Kershaw, the way they didn't go to commercial after Kershaw struck out, I thought it was a good decision not to show the Muncy replay.
Yeah, for sure.
I loved the comeback. I love how they had the video of the grounds crew pulling the rubber out of the ground and giving it to Kershaw.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I loved the whole night. I thought it was great. I thought it was a very, very good night for Sportsnet LA. They killed it.
Yeah, it's terrific. By the way, and the call, we had a couple of the calls.
Both Nelson's call and the call from John Schifrin in Chicago were great.
Yeah,
both
now we've got the 570 call, which is,
this is my guy Tim Neverett.
Yeah, and he was terrific.
You know, I don't know if I put a ton of stock in being with one team early on.
Let's do this.
1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. There it is. He got him with a slider. Strikeout number 3,000 for Clayton Kershaw. History at Dodger Stadium. They will stop the game. Kershaw doffing his cap to the crowd. This adoring crowd here at Dodger Stadium. As Clayton Kershaw enters the 3,000 club, just the 20th member and only the 4th left-hander in the history of the game with 3,000 strikeouts, every one of them coming in a Dodger uniform. Hugs from his teammates out in front of the dugout as Clayton Kershaw hugs his manager who left him in the ball game. And he gets number 3,000.
There is Tim Neverett. That was on 570 last night. Call the game. And, and it was called television-wise. We listened to the television clip, which they allowed the moment to breathe. They allowed the moment to speak.
Laid out, which is what you want to do. And Schifrin was great. All those calls were great. It was just a great night at Dodger Stadium. It's one of those nights that if you were there, you'll remember for the rest of your life. I'm
actually going to a game this weekend. I'm going to go see Ohtani pitch. I've never seen Ohtani pitch. He's pitching on Saturday.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's first Astros too, right?
Astros.
Yeah.
Against the evil-hated Astros.
Cheating, lying. I won't say that word on radio.
Here is, by the way, after the game, here's Kershaw talking about what it means to hit 3,000.
You know, I don't know if I put a ton of stock in being with one team early on. It's just kind of something that happened, you know, and over time, I think as you get older and you appreciate one organization a little bit more, and, you know, the Dodgers are stuck with me too. You know, it hasn't been all roses. I know that. So there's just a lot of mutual respect, I think, and I'm super grateful now. You know, looking back, to get to say that I spent my whole career here and I will spend my whole career here is just I have a lot more appreciation for it now, for sure. We've been through it. I mean, we have. I've been through it a lot, ups and downs here, more downs than I care to admit, you know. But, you know, the fans tonight, it really meant a lot, you know. And usually I try not to acknowledge anything before the game just because I'm trying to lock it in a little bit. But it was too hard not to tonight. It was just it was overwhelming to feel that, and it's just I don't have a lot of great words other than it was just really special.
You know, after that first inning, I thought, this is not happening tonight. They're going to have to do this in
I thought
Milwaukee.
about that too. Yeah.
I almost texted you guys at one point last night. Bergman, you're a Dodger fan. Come on in here. Bergman's in the next room. He's trying to fix the microphone and the Comrex.
Greg's having a day.
Stuff.
They keep throwing stuff on the road in front of Greg today.
So he is the host of the Blue Review, which is one of the most popular
Blue Review. The Blue Review.
710 ESPN. And Greg Bergman, you weren't at the game last night, but obviously tuned in and watching and following.
Yeah, it was an amazing night. And honestly, at the end of the game, when they were showing, not the end of the game, at the end of the inning, after he got the 3,000 strikeout, the thing that I love the most is they took a shot of just Clayton Kershaw. sitting in the dugout. And we've had so many in the past moments where he's sitting in a dugout and it's him crying because he gave up a home run or something else. And
in
this
St.
kind
Louis,
of yes, all of
stuff,
it, everything. That's what San Diego did. They put all those types of pictures up.
Yep.
This was him being emotional and for a good reason.
Yeah,
I loved that shot for him.
And think about this, you guys. We don't talk about this enough. You know, he met his wife when they were kids. They went to like middle school and high school together, Ellen, and now they have 4 kids and a 5th on the way. And she's great. And one of the things that somebody pointed out to me, you know, every one of those 3,000 strikeouts, he gives donations to impoverished kids in Africa.
Yes, in Africa.
Yeah.
And he goes down there. Ellen goes with him. They go down there and try and help these people that are in just the worst kind of poverty, like just that have nothing.
Yep.
And you know, there's a Kobe element to this, Greg. We watched Kobe grow up. He married Vanessa when he was 19. I think she was 18. You know, Clayton's known Ellen that whole time, and he spent his whole career with us. And so when those guys did stuff, like when Kobe got 60 points and said, Mamba out, when Kershaw last night acknowledged the crowd, it means more because they're ours. We watch those guys grow up. We saw them when they were single. We saw them when they were married. We saw them when they didn't have kids. Now we're watching all their kids. It's just a really cool L.A. moment, and I think there's a parallel there between Kershaw and Kobe in that we from age 18 to age 40, they were ours.
If you look at that list of guys with 3,000 strikeouts, only 3 of them had all those strikeouts with one team. Walter Johnson and
Bob Gibson.
Bob Gibson are the others. Yeah.
Smoltz changed teams later, but he had I think Steve Carlton and Smoltz had 3,000 with their first team, but then they changed.
But there is something cool about being with one team your entire career.
Yes, absolutely. He's the only left-hander with one team, so there's that part of it.
Carlton. But Carlton changed teams late in his career.
Right, yeah. So the only one with one team. But at the same time, it's only 20 people have done it. And think about this, John. There is a realistic possibility that nobody ever hits 3,000 strikeouts again.
Doesn't look like
this could be the very last time.
I was looking at it. The 2 guys you got to keep an eye on.
Chris Sale.
Right. And
Garrett Cole.
And he's been hurt. And Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole. Now, the other guy, if he hangs around long enough, is Skeens.
But I mean,
he's at like 100.
He's not going to have to hang around. He's going to have $500 million by the time he's 30. You know, so he's probably going to retire at 35.
So think about this, John. You have to go 15 consecutive seasons of 200 strikeouts in a season.
Right.
And that also means that you have to go longer. Kershaw had the benefit of being able to go 7, 8, 9 innings.
Yeah.
And they don't do that anymore.
They don't do that anymore. So if you're only going 5, 6 innings and you're still somehow getting, 7, 8 strikeouts, it's going to take you forever.
And by the way, you have to have a really high strikeouts ratio because, like, for example, Kershaw's 10 strikeouts per 9. Only 3 guys have been 10-plus strikeouts or 9 to get to 3,000. The others are Pedro and Randy Johnson. Otherwise, he's done it in fewer innings than anybody on that list.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
Greg,
do
we know anything about Muncy?
Haven't seen. I heard some Twitter docs and things like that, but they are saying that on the best end, it's a high grade MCL strain, and it's 4 to 6 weeks. On the negative side, out for the year, ACL.
If it's the latter, or even if it's the former, even if it's out 4 to 6 weeks, are the Dodgers now back in the air?
Probably back in the Arenado business.
So I would say absolutely not
on
the Arenado. Absolutely not.
He's not having a good year.
He's not having a last good couple of years.
Yeah.
It's been pretty bad. And also, go look at his contract. It's out of control for a guy that can't hit. And I was talking to Jeff Spiegel of Dodger Blue yesterday on his Dodger Heads podcast, and he was talking about how the underlying nerd stats that they all like to look at are all saying it's terrible. It all looks bad.
Yeah, he's definitely not having a good year, and as you said, hasn't had a good year in a couple.
Nope.
He's still a very, very fine defensive third baseman,
but not for that money.
Offensively, he doesn't do what you think in your memory that he does?
So for me, I think it's going to be in the meantime, it's going to be Kike Hernandez playing third. Miguel Rojas will play third. But there's a guy, Alex Freeland in AAA, that's basically done with AAA at this point. If Alex Freeland, if it's a long runway and they can just give him the spot for a long time, maybe that's the type of thing to do. But I just can't see them even allowing a young kid be that much runway at this point in the season.
Yeah, I mean,
but Alex Freeland, watch out for that name.
Okay, Alex Freeland. We will definitely look for that.
Definitely.
And again, hoping the best for Max Muncy.
Oh God, that was awful. Did you watch it? It was terrible.
I did not go back and look at it.
God, it was brutal.
I don't like to see stuff like that.
He looked like a
I've
flamingo.
never seen
the other way.
I've never seen Joe Theismann break his leg ever.
I look at it once.
I
need
never
to see
saw
it
it
one
again.
time.
Never did I see it.
It's a sick thought in my head. I
By the way,
got to see it that one time.
That was kind of a tipping point because at that moment was that the very first time that an injury was shown a lot, a bad injury was shown a lot, and hasn't everything changed since then? In other words, Theismann, they showed a lot that night. I remember that very clearly. But last night they didn't show Max Muncy. Was there a tipping point where all of a sudden you're like, yeah, we're not going to show injuries when they're really ugly and
it had to be that.
And,
I mean, they were talking on the broadcast like we're not going to. Oral almost sounded like he was about to cry.
It did not sound good at all.
No, and they're like, we're not going to show you that. It was too gruesome. It was. I wouldn't say it was too gruesome, but it was bad looking. Did they show Paul George a bunch of times?
I think they didn't. I think that after Mesa's right. I think that after Theismann, the rules of the game changed.
Yeah, they're like, we're not going to just keep showing this over and over and over again.
No.
And last night they didn't show this once.
Nope. But John Boy and Talking Baseball had
sure.
it.
Oh no, you can find it if you want to. I'm sure you can see it real big and in slow motion and all that. I just don't need that in my head.
No.
Especially going into holiday weekend, America's birthday.
All right, can I fix your mic now?
America. Wait a minute.
Can we fix your mic?
Yeah,
yes. Can we fix your mic now?
Let's do it. All right, good.
She's breaking
Gonna
stuff.
fix the mic.
On a holiday
Ireland,
weekend.
you're gonna fix the Comrex, right? You're getting.
Well,
that
we're
on?
trying.
We're working on that.
We're doing the best we can with what we got.
There you go. It's the day before the 4th of July. Hey, tune in all week long, as you have been, for Free Agency Frenzy. We've been tracking everything for you for the Lakers and the purple and gold. Biggest offseason in Lakers history, powered on 710 by Pro Baller. Pro Baller, the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers. Hey, if you haven't been to Cosm yet, what are you doing? This is the ultimate immersive fan experience. The Dome at Cosm has got these gigantic wraparound screens. They've got like reserve booth seating, great food, lemon pepper wings, Korean-style nachos, great craft cocktails, and you're watching the games big. You will feel like you're actually at the game. And talk about cool. It's the 25th anniversary of The Matrix, one of the 10 greatest movies ever made for me. And imagine watching The Matrix on a massive 87-foot screen inside the Cosm Dome. I'm telling you, I cannot wait to do this. I love The Matrix. You got to go see it. To secure your tickets to The Matrix, as well as all the other stuff they got coming up at Cosm, go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com, Cosm.com. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Coming up today at 3 p.m.
Mr. Alvarez, Sedano's the type of dude that leaves his autograph as a tip, says, "You're welcome, George." Let me tell you something.
What?
Let me tell you something.
You're going to compare those two things? Come on, man. That's
Seriously.
harsh.
Yeah. First of all, I'm a great tipper. Okay, let's start with that.
Yeah, you are. I've seen it. Heck yeah, you are.
I am a great tipper. Cappy's the one that never tips. He's the one that's always complaining. Why is everything got to be a tip? When I go to Starbucks on the app, it tells me, should I leave a tip? When I go and put in my credit card, it says 10%, 50%, 20%, or 25%. Why do I got to pick for something that nobody did anything for? I tip all those mother bleepers. Okay? All those mother bleepers get tipped. At the very... Listen,
there's your promo, DeAndre.
Literally, all you had to do was ring me up, and I'm giving you 10%. How about that?
Sedano and Cap on 710. The fun way to drive home.
Sedano and Cap.
Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale. Check this out. Lease a new 2025 Subaru Crosstrek Sport CVT for just $279 a month plus tax for 36 months. One of this payment. VIN S3723202. MSRP $32,189. $33.99 due at signing. Call 888-855-6434 or check out SubaruofGlendale.net. On approved Tier 1 credit through Subaru Motors Finance. No security deposit. 10,000 miles a year. Model code SRD-21.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text STAPLE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text STAPLE to 321-321. That's STAPLE to 321-321.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Saturday, it's a showdown deep in the heart of Texas. LAFC invade Q2 Stadium for a Western Conference battle with Austin FC.
LAFC!
Can the black and gold grab all 3 points on the road? LAFC face off with Austin FC. Pre-match coverage starts Saturday at 5 p.m. On the home of the black and gold, 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon. We won't be here tomorrow for the 4th of July. Radio will have you covered on the radio, on the app. We'll return Monday.
Hey, guys. I absolutely love your show. I'm the kid who got hit in the spawn.
Celebrate America and celebrate Mason and Ireland on this Thursday on 710 ESPN and always on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Mason and Ireland clearly getting a younger demo now.
Obvious.
Yeah, very young demo.
You know what you're talking on?
What?
A brand new microphone
brand new
arm.
microphone. Happens just like that. Bam!
Bam.
That's what I would say. Bam!
Look, see?
Got a new
Fix
mic.
things. This is what happens. We fix things around here.
Greg Bergman,
Sometimes.
very, very into everything, including the engineering, which is amazing.
More than ever today.
So Bergman just threw something at me that I think is interesting. We were talking about Clayton Kershaw and the strikeouts. Of course, surpasses 3,000 strikeouts last night at Dodger Stadium. Dodgers do wind up coming back to win that game last night. You had a question, Bergman, that I just piqued my interest.
So I got a list, John, of catchers that Clayton Kershaw threw strikeouts to. There are 14 guys. You don't have to name all 14, but I have of the guys that went over 100. Do you think you can do that?
All right, let me try.
Okay. You guys go back and forth.
Yeah,
Talk about it.
Yasmani Grandal.
Yasmani Grandal is third with 451 strikeouts. Will Smith, 251 strikeouts. He
Austin
is fifth.
Barnes.
Austin Barnes is second, 551.
What's that?
One should be very obvious. Oh, Brian knows it. He's shaking his head.
It's good.
Well, go ahead, Brian. Jump
A.J.
in.
Ellis, I think, is his all-time leader.
Yeah, A.J. Ellis is
A.J.
number one.
Ellis, that's
920,
right.
almost 1,000 strikeouts
wow,
just to
that's
A.J.
number
Ellis.
one.
That's number one.
Okay.
So now you have 1, 2, 3, 5. And there's only 3 more that is over 100.
Okay. then it's got to be old school.
The last two are really, really hard. But think about who the big catcher was back in the when he was coming up early 10s.
I'm trying to think now. Obviously, what year was Kershaw's first year?
2008.
Yeah.
We said A.J. Ellis.
He said A.J. Ellis.
Said Austin Barnes.
Yep. Russell Martin.
Russell
Martin.
Martin. There you go.
There you go.
Number 4, Russell Martin,
Will
379.
Smith.
Now, these two, the last two, are almost impossible if you have to really think about catchers. Like, you have to go.
Like, it's not something tricky. Like, it's obviously not Dalton Rushing. Right?
No, Dalton Rushing only has 2.
No, it's got to be A.J. Barajas and Deandre Navarro.
Oh, you looked it up. And AJ Barajas does not actually
Rod
exist.
Barajas.
He doesn't exist.
Yeah, there you go.
No, his friends called him AJ.
You don't even know how to cheat.
His friends called him
cheated
AJ.
wrong,
Yeah, no, AJ. it was.
Why are you looking it up?
It was
The whole point of
Rod
these games-
AJ Barajas because I knew there was no way we were going to get the rest of the list. So I'm like, all right.
Would have never gotten Barajas.
Never would have gotten Barajas. Never would have gotten Navarro.
And then it goes Brad Osmus with 55, Tim Fedorovich with 22, Danny Ardwan with 19, Ramon Hernandez, remember from he came over from Oakland with 17, Matt Trainer with 11, and Dalton Rushing with 2.
2 for Dalton Rushing.
2 for Dalton Rushing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just at the beginning. So that's interesting. Interesting, though. A.J. Ellis, I would not have guessed, caught more
That was his
Clayton
personal
Kershaw
catcher.
strikeouts. Yeah, I forgot about that. And then Austin Barnes is obviously another guy who sort of filled that role. Clayton Kershaw last night surpasses 3,000 strikeouts. It was very, very cool.
All right, so speaking of strikeouts, did you guys see this incredibly weird story about that there's been a Luis Ortiz?
This is amazing. I'm glad you brought this. Is so interesting to me.
Okay, so you can bet on anything now.
Yes. Including individual pitches.
So, Luis Ortiz, he's a pitcher
for the Gardos.
Yeah, for
Gardos.
the Cleveland Guardians. They're looking at 2 games, one against the Seattle Mariners and one against the Cardinals, both in June. In the bottom of the second inning against the Mariners and in the top of the third inning against the Cardinals, Ortiz threw sliders that were well outside the strike zone. So many people bet that those pitches were going to be a ball that it flagged bets in Ohio, New York, and New Jersey. Betting on the results of first pitches is offered by some sports books. They commonly refer to those as micro bets, but everybody bet on those 2 pitches.
That is insane. So it's 2 pitches.
I mean, Mace, you can trace this back to, did you ever see the movie 8 Men Out?
Oh, yeah.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Okay, so in that movie, they paid off a bunch of White Sox, who are now known as the Black Sox, to throw the World Series. And the pitcher was a guy named Eddie Seacott.
Right.
The starting pitcher. And Arnold Rothstein, the gambler who arranged to throw the World Series, told Seacott, if the fix is in, I want you to hit the first batter with the ball.
Yep.
And Seacott did it. And that's how Rothstein knew to bet. But the way you can get caught is stunning. I'm sure Luis Ortiz thought there's no way they can catch me. This is the second or the third inning.
Yeah.
That's how you get caught. So many people bet on it that it got flagged, and now his career is probably over.
Yeah, and there's a firm that's doing specifically this for sports bets. AI is figuring it out, and where's there an influx of money, and where's it going, all that stuff. Now, I would argue that you have to just get rid of these micro bets.
I agree.
It's too easy to throw a ball.
And especially on the college level. Any
my
amateurs,
God.
you can't. I would get rid of all prop bets for amateurs.
For amateurs, I agree.
Have you looked at the video of Luis Ortiz?
Oh, are they
doing this?
way outside? I haven't seen it.
No. The first one, if you look at John Boy Media, he has it up. It's from an hour ago. And the first one that is against the Mariners, that looks like a legit pitch. It's definitely a ball, but that is something that you could totally see. Now, if you look at the next one when he's facing the Cardinals, that one is pretty bad.
But if you're running the AI software for the sports books, you're looking at it and saying, why are we getting so much money on the first pitch in the second inning of this game?
Most point-shaving scandals in basketball have all been exposed by a ridiculous amount of money bet on a somewhat meaningless game.
Yes.
Like there was a guy named Stephen Headache Smith who
Do you know Headache?
Yeah, no, I don't know Headache personally.
So Headache was the point guard.
That's a terrible name, by the way. I go by Headache.
Yeah, he was throwing games.
Yeah.
So, like a meaningless game between Arizona State and Washington State got like $20 million bet on it. And then everybody knew.
How do you think you get the name Headache? I mean, I know this isn't necessarily the conversation.
You're
a headache, and that's your nickname?
You're a headache
or his brother's
defender?
aches and pains? I don't know.
No, I think it's because he gave opponents headaches.
Oh, got it. Not he was a headache.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Or he was such a great defender that he was a headache for the offensive players.
There's a player in the NBA named Davion Mitchell. He plays for the Heat. His nickname is Off Night because whoever he guards has an off night.
Oh, okay.
That's a great nickname.
Sounds like an AM1 nickname.
He was in Sacramento, right?
Yeah, and then they traded him.
How do you get that nickname?
By being a really good defender.
Correct.
But if you heard, like, what's your nickname? Off Night. That's not very flattering.
Doesn't sound flattering.
Until you hear
off
what
night.
it is.
Yeah. My nickname, by the way, is Day Off. All right. Get ready. Next Friday, the West Covina Sportsplex. Join us all day long. Don't miss out on all kinds of cool special stuff. Bailey, the LA Kings mascot, is going to be there at noon. The Rams cheerleaders are going to be there between 1 and 3. It's all happening next Friday, 2100 South Azusa Avenue in West Covina. Be sure to bring your coolers, your lawn chairs for All-Star Friday night. Special thanks to All Pro Plumbing and the Jaime and Blanca Foundation. All right, so maybe you are out there right now and you've got IRS debt hanging over your head. And this happens to a lot of people, right? You get behind and you don't make a payment when all of a sudden you're in a hole. And it is overwhelming, and actually, somebody in my family has been through this. It can definitely weigh you down, and it sticks with you, and you can't shake it. And then there are ads that are like trying to scare you and confuse you about owing money, all that stuff. You know what? Just because you owe money to the IRS doesn't make you a bad person. Tax Relief Advocates knows this, and they want you to just relax and breathe and take the first step and get out from under that additional pressure you don't need. Whether you got $5,000, $50,000, $500,000 in tax debt, you don't have to fear the IRS one more day. The experts at TRA have got a proven 3-step tax resolution process and knowledge of special programs available that can significantly reduce or even, get this, eliminate your IRS debt. Easy to see why they got 1,000 5-star ratings on Google and a big A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Just do this. End your nightmare. Get your life back on track. If you owe money to the IRS and you feel you got nowhere to turn, trust these guys, Tax Relief Advocates. Simply visit TRA.com. That's TRA.com, or call 800-575-1482. 800-575-1482. One more time, 800-575-1482. Wheel of Questions next. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
And Clayton gets 3,000.
The ravine rises, ready to erupt.
Congratulations to Clayton Kershaw on 3,000 strikeouts in his MLB career. We're talking about it today on your home for real Dodgers talk, 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey, John Ireland here for Thrive Cybersecurity. We all know in sports that defense wins games and turnovers kill you. That's also true in business. The truth is 1/3 of businesses will unwittingly turn over their sensitive company data to thieves this year. Don't let that happen to you. Remember this website, thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Thrive starts with a comprehensive cyber risk assessment. Their security analysts identify gaps and deliver proactive solutions to help keep your network healthy and protected. It's not a matter of if, it's when. Get ready. Visit thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Play defense, use Thrive, and protect your business.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Evan Cohen here. Typically, you don't associate speed with quality. For example, you don't go through a fast food drive-thru and expect a gourmet meal to go. Well, here's an exception. If you're hiring, you can find candidates fast who are also extremely qualified for your job. Just use ZipRecruiter. With ZipRecruiter's advanced resume database, you can proactively find qualified candidates in minutes. No wonder why ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, here each weekday. You know what it's time for? What is this? It's time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Brian Cohen, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it, Jack.
That's a dumbass question.
You know, it might be. It's been a day today.
Let's find out. It's the day before America's birthday. America. Exactly.
Shout out to my nieces and nephews who just called me on FaceTime. They were like, "Where are you?" I'm like, I'm working. All right, guys. So I saw that McDonald's and Krispy Kreme had a partnership. I actually did not know that this was going on, but their partnership is coming to an end because it didn't work.
Okay.
McDonald's and Krispy Kreme, they're like, nah, they're dismantling.
Were they just selling Krispy Kreme donuts
at McDonald's?
Okay, got it.
So my question:
why wouldn't that work?
Yeah, you'd think.
Well, I'm not a Krispy Kreme person, and I haven't been to McDonald's in a minute, so maybe, I don't know, to each their own. But I want to know, you guys talk a lot about weird, like, whether it's places that you've been to that are really cool, but I want to know if you guys can put two businesses together. So let's say it's McDonald's and Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts and whatever, right?
Okay.
Which two would you pick to merge, like to have a collaboration?
All right.
A collab.
A collab.
It's starting to happen, but it needs to happen everywhere. You guys know what Clear is?
That's the thing at the airport, right?
The airport thing.
Right, where you go right through?
Yeah.
It needs to be in every stadium, including SoFi.
Yeah.
Oh.
It may already be, because they're starting to put it into stadiums, but think about that.
Is this what they're doing at Intuit Dome?
I think so. So, Mace, you go to a lot of concerts.
Yes.
You go to a lot of USC football games at the Coliseum. Think about the lines you sit in.
Yeah. Yep.
That would be eliminated with Clear. You would just walk right through, and they use your eyes, and you're in.
It's like facial
Yep.
eyeball recognition?
Yep.
Eyeball recognition.
It's like Minority Report.
When I flew here, because I fly so much.
Yep.
I have every imaginable service. So I'm TSA pre, I'm Clear. Whenever I walk into an airport, I go right to the gate.
You sound like a Scientologist.
I have
actually.
a question.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, whoa.
Going Clear, Mace.
Going Clear, exactly.
I have a question.
Me and Tom Cruise, right at the top.
Who's celebrating a birthday today?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise's birthday, yeah.
I watched Top Gun Maverick again the other day. That's just a great movie.
So good.
What's the difference or the benefit of having Clear if you have pre-TSA?
This, by the way, is a very good
I don't get
question
it.
for me, too. Right, like, for example, I just went to Costa Rica. So they
That's
take
global entry.
They take a picture of
I have
your
that, too.
face,
I have
right?
that.
And then you walk right through, it matches, and then on the way out, you don't have to go through customs or anything. You just look in the camera again, and they just let you right
but that's
through.
global entry, and you can get that with pre-TSA. So that comes together.
I have
the
Clear.
TSA pre.
But Clear is like a whole different entity. It's like a whole different company that has nothing
Yeah.
to do with like the U.S.
I have the answer. Do you want to know it?
Yes, please.
Okay. Most airports don't have Clear. Some do, but most don't. Almost every airport has TSA pre. For example, when I flew up here, I flew out of LAX.
Okay.
They have TSA pre and Clear. When I fly home, I'm going through Spokane. They do not have Clear at the Spokane airport, but they have TSA pre. That's why you need them both.
Okay.
Oh.
I am going to do this collab. This is a weird collab.
Okay.
So
I'm intrigued.
One of my very favorite things is what they say in France, steak frite. You know what steak frite is? It's
They have
steak,
them in America,
steak
too.
and fries. Steak and fries.
Oh, I was like steak and
They call it steak free.
Okay.
So I love steak from a place called Boa.
That's expensive steak.
There's one, but wait, there's one in West Hollywood. There's one on Ocean in Santa Monica.
Which I've been. Great, by the way.
So I want the collab to be between Boa and the place that makes the very best fries I have ever had, McDonald's.
In-N-Out.
And we will call it McBoa. What do you think? McBoa. I'm sure they love this. I'd love to eat a McBoa.
What is it? Very ends of the spectrum.
Correct.
Here.
It's very high
balanced,
end, low
right?
end. Exactly.
Balanced.
Exactly.
Balanced.
You got a collab there, Brian?
I do, but first I'd like to say if McDonald's isn't doing the burger in between the two donuts, that's where they failed off. Because that's what they should have done.
You would not eat.
No, but they
that?
they do that at every fair, and
Yeah,
I feel like that's
true.
the collab they needed. As the burger buns.
Yeah, that's true. That's a
But
good
myself, I would collab a restaurant like Lowry's, something like that.
Okay, nice.
With the consumption lounge. So you go for a little prime rib, you go for a little smoke, and everybody's happy.
It's funny you say that. So consumption lounges. This is an interesting concept. There are a couple of them. I think there's one in West Hollywood right now. It's owned by, I want to say, Woody Harrelson and Bill Maher.
I think him and Bill Maher.
Bill Maher.
Yeah.
I don't think consumption. I had an opportunity to invest in one, and I don't believe it's a thing. I don't believe. Do you think there's a point at which you're going to walk into a consumption lounge? And by the way, no alcohol at consumption lounges, only cannabis.
I want you to mix.
They don't want you to mix, exactly. But for me, I don't think I want to sit around with a bunch of people smoking. Do you?
I think you're being very naive here.
Really?
Yeah, Brian, don't you think that those things are going to work?
I think they will if they do cool events, or if they serve food, but it's not like cheap food. If they serve something good, I feel like people will stay. They could smoke at the tables, things like that, or like certain events, movies,
And
things.
Mace, think about how fun it would be to get stoned with Woody Harrelson and Bill Maher.
Right,
well, I mean, I would love that part of it. If they were there every night, if it was a total hangout, cool. But again, I don't know. When I smoke or whatever cannabis product I use, I don't want to go out. I just want to stay home. I want to stay on my couch.
Keep in mind now with, like, Mace, you live in Venice.
Yep.
With Uber and Lyft, you could go to one of those lounges and be home in 5 minutes.
No, that is true. That is true. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if those things work. I know there's one, and the one that I was going to invest in did not go anywhere. Laura, do you have a collab?
I have one that is super similar to McDonald's.
Better than McBoa?
Yes. Okay. Well, it's very LA-centric.
Okay.
In-N-Out and Randy's Donuts.
Ooh.
Well,
Okay.
that's kind of identical to the one that didn't work.
I know, but this is LA, so we make it work.
So it's Randy's and In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
I think that's
Donuts got to be the burger bun, though. Then you'll sell them.
Randy's
I'm telling
Donuts are
you.
exotic. They don't have, you know what I mean? They have, like, all these funky ones.
I just want regular donuts. I don't want bacon in my donuts. They're like doing all this weird stuff with donuts.
Actually, so the bacon one, it's not bad. I tried it because, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name, but
Yeah.
he took it to my other place of work.
Okay.
And I was like, ew, who's going to eat that? But it was the last donut. And I tried it. I was like, oh, that's not
Yeah,
that bad.
not for me. Not for me.
Not bad.
All right, coming up next for you, you're going to do some radio graffiti, sports graffiti. 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. It's just about Marca's birthday. Clayton Kershaw last night, 3,000 strikeouts. DeAndre Ayton has landed with the Lakers, all that stuff. 877-710-ESPN. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Saturday. It's a showdown deep in the heart of Texas. LAFC invade Q2 Stadium for a Western Conference battle with Austin FC.
LAFC!
Can the black and gold grab all 3 points on the road? LAFC face off with Austin FC. Pre-match coverage starts Saturday at 5 p.m. On the home of the black and gold, 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Holiday weekend pro tip. Morongo's got the grill, the glam, and good times. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Get a milkshake maker when you earn 500 points on your rewards card, the 8th.
Number 2.
Get a Stars and Stripes streamer flag on the 4th.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a Mercedes G-Wagon. Earn entries playing slots now and be here July 3rd at 10 p.m. for your chance to win.
Morongo, good times.
All right. We got a caller who says, I need to buy a car and I need to save money. Well, my friend, I've got one answer for you. The Cerritos Auto Square. It's America's largest auto mall. 24 dealerships, all the top brands, all in one easy location right here in SoCal. And here's the secret. These dealers sell more cars than anyone because they have low prices. And they can actually afford low prices because they sell so many cars. Check it out at CerritosAutosquare.com.
Cerritos Auto Square.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
And Clayton gets 3,000.
The ravine rises, ready to erupt.
Congratulations to Clayton Kershaw on 3,000 strikeouts in his MLB career. We're talking about it today on your home for real Dodgers talk, 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey Rams fans, it's your quarterback Matthew Stafford here. Join me for Walk United LA at the Rose Bowl Stadium on July 20th. Participants can walk or run to support fire recovery efforts and our most vulnerable LA communities. Learn more at walkunitedla.org. See you there.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
And it is 1 o'clock in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland. And it's time for Let's Talk About It on Sports Graffiti like we do every day at this time. Sponsored by our friends at BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month of therapy. BetterHelp.com/timeout. Now let's do it. Let's talk about it on Sports Graffiti on Mason and Ireland.
All right, let's rock here. Going to hit the phones for some Sports Graffiti, and we're going to start out with TJ. TJ, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
Good, man.
Okay, I gotta ask you guys something, and I want to ask everybody in LA this because I'm hearing a lot of this, that, and the third about DeAndre Ayton.
Okay.
If what we was dealing with in the playoffs, if I said Mace,
yes,
right now, straight up, would you trade DSF for DeAndre Ayton? And this is last year we were dealing with. Would you make that trade, yes or no, straight up?
Do I know everything I know about DeAndre Ayton? I know his checkered history and the fact that a couple of teams ran him out of town and that he's late for stuff and that he's been a disciplinary thing in the past and not a chemistry guy. Do I know all that stuff?
No, that's what I'm saying. We too much into the politics, man.
Well, that's not. Wait a minute. That's not politics. That's just that. Who are we getting? Who is this guy we're getting? If you're telling me right now he's going to go 14-10, or he's going to be a double-double guy, that is fantastic. He's been that in his career, but
Mace,
I don't know what other stuff we get. The baggage.
He does that with the baggage.
But that doesn't. But he's been run out of town, John.
One time.
Somebody just paid him $35 million to go away.
Yeah,
He said one time.
I'm with the caller.
By the way, it's 2 times.
I would have done that deal, and here's why.
Okay.
DFS and Rui are similar.
Correct. You need big wings.
So Rui can take up for DFS, and then we get a center, which is what we didn't have last year. So I would have done that.
TJ, you're still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, go ahead. Say what you want to say.
And, yeah, a lot of the Rui slander, we got to put some respect on Rui's name. Rui is our best right now. Really, I'm going to say it. He's our best two-way player. And think about it. Who else do we have guarded Jokic and give us 17 a game? What are we talking about? Our team was not bad. We just added DeAndre Ayton. I said we're going to get a couple things. Josh Giddey's on the market. Delano Brown is on the market. Amir Coffey. We need 2 or more things, and we back in it, baby. LA,
Okay.
let's go.
There's TJ. He's an assistant.
I'm with
He just
TJ.
shouted
Good
out a
call,
bunch of names.
TJ.
That's a great call. I love that. Let's go to Chip. Chip, you're on Sports Graffiti. It's happening, Chip.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead, Chip.
Chip, you're on the radio.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're on.
We can, and if you ask us that again, we're hanging up on you.
Go ahead, Chip.
I apologize. First of all, my name is Arthur. It's not Chip.
Okay.
And I want to say, first of all, you guys are awesome. And I'm glad that we got DeAndre Ayton. I think he can help us out. But I'm really worried about his motor in general. Between him and Luka Doncic, who's going to steer the ship? Because obviously we have LeBron, but LeBron's 40 years old. So I'm just trying to figure out whose motor is going to be driving the ship.
Okay, that's
Well,
a good question.
it's Luka's team now.
Yeah, it's Luka's team, and it's skinny Luka now.
It is skinny Luka.
Skinny Luka. I've seen enough pictures to believe. Luka.
You can tell from a still
I can
photo.
tell from a still. I can tell
you're
from
an
video of him waving to a crowd. Skinny Luka lives.
Skinny Luka's in. And you know what? If you tell me that your name is Chip and then confirm as I tell you that you said Chip and then get mad on the radio because that's not your name, that's on you, bro.
So he told you his name
Yes,
was Chip,
and then I said
he
it's
came on and
Chip.
said his name is Arthur?
Arthur.
Was he in the witness protection
I don't
program?
know.
What the hell?
It sounds like it.
Let's go to Curtis. Curtis, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead there,
Should have
Curtis.
called him Headache.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with Chip, but now my name is Curtis.
Okay, good.
So we have a way different problem. We're talking about the wrong DeAndre.
Okay.
Don't worry about DeAndre Ayton that we got. We need to worry about DeAndre and Funches. I saw a video of their asses yesterday throwing the ball.
Yeah,
it looked like they never played baseball in their life.
I did see Funch throw the ball.
And did he throw like somebody who's never thrown before?
I'll be there. I'll be there next Friday. I'll be there.
Yeah, Funch
But,
is on my
that's
team.
bad.
He's going to be used on a limited basis.
Well, Laura,
He's kind
who
of a
was
role player.
Who was it? Laura, was it you yesterday that told me? Oh,
You're
that-
trouble, man.
Yeah.
Somebody,
Got it, man. Thank you.
Somebody told me, I think Beto told me, that Kasim
Oh, yeah, it was me.
Has never put on
doesn't
a glove.
know how to put on a glove.
Yeah, Kasim doesn't know how to put on a glove at all. They were making fun of him back in the bullpen because he was a disaster.
I think Kasim might be all talk.
He
He's definitely all talk. We found a video of him practicing on the batting cages last year at All-Star when he was an intern. Homie could not get any
By the way,
contact.
if I was in Kasim's shoes, I would do exactly what he's doing. I would just, every time somebody say, hey, are you
Fake
any
it?
good? I would go, we'll see.
Right. It's a good answer, yeah. Let's go to Albert. Albert, you're on Sports Graffiti. Hey, Albert.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Speaking of the All-Star game, I know this last couple of years, John has been ducking the game, and I feel he thinks he's going to disintegrate in the field or something, but I think he has a good motor and will have great base running skills. Mate, if he was on your team, what would the scouting report be on Ireland, and where would you put him in the lineup?
It's a good question. Very good question. I've run the numbers on Ireland, and I've seen, exactly where he would slot into my lineup. John, you'd kind of be my Tommy Edman.
I would say that's a good comp.
You'd bat like seventh.
That's a good comp. My goal is to never play in that game ever. 'Cause
Yeah, and
it's always on my birthday.
Yep.
And
goal achieved.
Yeah. So I'm 0 for. This will be 0 for 4.
0 for
right?
4. You know what's sad? What's too bad is it really is. For me, it's like one of the most fun days we have every year.
It is.
It really is. It really is a good time. People show up, and there's all kinds of stuff out there, and kids in the batting cage, and all that stuff. Now, have you practiced at all, Laura?
I have not practiced at all.
Because I'm relying on you.
No, you're not relying
I
on
am
me. You have a
relying on
stacked
Laura.
team.
It is stacked.
Yeah.
It is stacked.
I'm the only non-stacked person.
Laura could sit on.
Yes.
Sip a worthy splash, and you would still win this game.
That is, but I can hit. Every time I went up to bat last year, I can hit.
She makes contact.
It was just my knee that I
Contact
couldn't
hitter.
run.
Let's go to Big Ken. Hey, Big Ken, what's going on, man?
What's up, guys? I don't know if you guys heard about this 17 trade rumor. What would the Lakers get in that trade?
Okay, so here's the thing about the 7-team trade. It looks like it might happen.
Okay.
None of the players that you've heard about, everybody that's moving. It's a semantics trade. For example, Jake LaRavia would be signed and then traded. DeAndre Ayton would be signed and then traded. So there could be a 7-team trade coming down the pike, but Mace, you already know everybody's moving and where they're going to. It's just to save money.
So wait, I don't understand. So there's going to be a 7-team trade?
Yeah, Durant is the heart of it. So.
Oh, I see. So Nets, Warriors, Lakers, Hawks, Timberwolves.
Yeah. And so basically
Mavericks,
what everybody's doing
Warriors
is they are making it all into one big trade so they can save a little money under the cap. And it works for all 7 teams. So
it is a blockbuster.
Right. It'll be the most teams ever involved in one trade. But all the
Despite
names,
the fact that everything's already done.
Right.
Let's just call it a trade.
And by the way, the NBA's got to clean that up. Like this dumb thing they do with the hats. Like, like a guy gets picked 10th, they make him put on a Rockets hat, and everybody already knows he's going to the Warriors.
Yeah, right.
Just fix it.
It's a charade.
It
Charade, John.
It's a sham mockery, as Mike D'Antoni used to say.
Let's go to Kenneth. Kenneth, you're on Sports Graffiti. It's happening, Kenneth.
Hey, guys, listen. Now, tell me if I'm thinking too far out of the box.
Okay.
This is with baseball. We've been seeing some great home run catches they're taking the balls away. The guy from the A's, the young kid, taking home runs.
That guy's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, what if we do it to where we say, hey, if you go up and take a home run away, either we take a run from the other team or it counts as 2 outs. I mean, just to get it more exciting. You need more excitement for these home run catches.
All right, okay. I like the way Mason's going to hate this idea because he hates changing anything. But
well, I'm okay with changing. This is just a dumb idea.
No, I don't think it's a dumb idea.
But
how would you determine whether something is worth 2 outs?
Okay, so let's take last night. Michael Conforto made a really good catch.
Right.
Early
Was that
in
a
that
2-out
game.
catch?
Was that a 2-out catch? What,
Well,
I mean, was that
That was the last out of the inning, so you didn't need 2 outs.
2
Unless
outs,
you
but
want to assign 1 out to them when they come up the next
But
time.
do you want to take a run off the board because Michael Conforto made that? See, I just don't think it makes any.
You already kind of are taking the run off the board.
You are taking the run off the
yeah.
board, right? Good point.
I
Brian.
think that kid Clark that plays for the A's might be the best defensive outfielder I've ever seen.
Well, he's made a couple of catches that are just
That
sick.
dude, like, if you hit it anywhere in his area code, he runs it down.
And climbs that wall, man.
Yeah, he's like Spider-Man.
Let's get one more in here. Let's go to Robert. Robert, you're on Sports Graffiti. Hey, Robert.
I got 2 great trades for the Lakers. Realistic.
Perfect. That's what we've been waiting for. Go.
And for Andrew Wiggins, we give the Cleveland the expiring contracts, Cleveland and Gabe Vincent for Andrew Wiggins.
Okay.
Why would Miami do that?
Okay, yeah, stop. Hold on one trade.
They save money on the second year.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
And then the second trade is LeBron James for Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay.
Look at that front court. Karl Anthony Towns, Ayton, and Wiggins in your front court.
This is
Isn't that a
good.
championship team?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to merge a call for you with Rob Pelinka so you can talk this through. I just don't know what those are.
It would be more complicated, the LeBron trade, even if you tried to pull it off. The Knicks would need to send us more stuff. And Andrew Wiggins, I don't think Miami is giving up for 2 expiring contracts. I think they would need value in return.
Ireland, if LeBron were to be traded, I think it would be to the Knicks. That of all the teams that are out there, and again, yesterday Brian Windhorst said the door is not open, but it's not locked. I think the one team that would make sense would be the Knicks. They've got the pieces to be able to make a deal. And actually, if you start thinking Robinson, Hart, Bridges, you come away.
Towns,
yeah,
would be
why
really
not
good
Towns? Yeah. So all that stuff, it's out there. Now, you guys continue to come up with your trades because we'll do this again on Monday, and I cannot wait to hear what trades you dream up over the long holiday weekend. All right, let's talk about it on Sports Graffiti is sponsored by BetterHelp. Listen, it's a fun time of year. It's summertime, and I've been here, man. Sometimes sun shining, all that stuff, not enough to get you out of bed. You're depressed or you're feeling anxious or you're trouble at work or trouble in your relationship. I'm telling you, there's somebody to talk to, and you should talk to them right now. Go to BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout for 10% off your first month of therapy. Remember, mental health is health. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Okay, if you run a business, if you own your own company, you got to use Thrive. Write down this website. ThriveNextGen.com/ESPN. That's ThriveNextGen.com/ESPN. Thrive is the leading managed security service provider in the United States. They will keep your data safe. The truth is that 1/3 of businesses, 1/3, will unwittingly turn over their company data to thieves this year in an instant. Your customer files, bank accounts, everything is compromised, and you won't know that the $1 million ransom is there until it hits your email. Preventing data turnover is why you need Thrive. It all starts with a comprehensive cyber risk assessment. Thrive's security analysts and identify gaps and deliver proactive solutions to help keep your network healthy and protected. Trust me, I've been hacked. You don't want it. It's not a matter of if, it's when. Get ready. Get your no-obligation security recommendation and consultation. Your business depends on it. Go to that website, thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Again, that's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Thrive. Protect your business.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Coming up today at 3 p.m.
What? You got to do a cat-cow. You know how to do that? A cat-cow stretch.
A what?
A cat-cow.
What is a cat-cow?
You get on your fours and then
show them. Go in there and show them.
I can't. All right.
Let me see it. I think I know what you're talking about. I do it every day. But I didn't know it was called a cat-cow.
Cat-cow.
Well, get in front of the camera, guy.
You got to get on your fours and do this, and then you got to do that.
Yeah, I do that every day. I do that every day. I do cat-cow.
Cat-cow.
Cat-cow. Moo. Meow. Moo meow.
I'm here.
Namaste. I just Googled image cat cow and yeah.
Cat cow. Is it different than downward dog?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, cat cow is not downward dog.
Yeah.
One's a moo meow and the other one's a rrr rrr.
Sedano and Cap on 710. The fun way to drive home.
Sedano and Cap.
Make sure to mark your calendars for next Friday, July 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. Don't miss your chance to press a flush with us and root for your favorite 710 personality during the summer tradition unlike any other. A live broadcast is underway at 8 a.m. with Travis and DeMarco. The festivities for the 710 All-Star Game go on at 6 p.m. all at the West Covina Sportsplex at 2100 South Azusa Avenue in West Covina. Be sure to bring your coolers and lawn chairs for the All-Star Friday night, made possible by our friends at Rotolo Chevrolet. See what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
Be sure to catch Let's Talk About It on Sports Graffiti, weekday afternoons at 1 p.m. on Mason and Ireland. Sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month of therapy. BetterHelp.com/timeout.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. Do you see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for it.
Let me get back to you on that. Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Santa Fe models. And check out our other great deals at your Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends September 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Thursday. Pepe yesterday talked about the poop cruise.
Pepe, have you seen the poop cruise
I'm not
thing?
even watching.
Why? It's funny. You watch it because it's funny.
No, I'm not watching.
You watch it. I want you to watch it and have a complete report the next time you're here.
Yeah, Pepe, what are you afraid of?
I want Pepe's review of Poop Cruise.
Sometimes it's like a poop cruise every day around here. Mason and Ireland continues your July 3rd on 710 ESPN and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey, fireworks! John, got any great fireworks stories? Don't play with fireworks, people.
Yeah, up here they're a really big deal. They started 2 nights ago. They're going again tonight. They were there last night, and then tomorrow night's the biggie.
All in one town?
Yeah.
Seriously, they have fireworks?
Because we're on a lake, so what they do is they send a barge out into the middle of the lake
cool,
and
man.
shoot them off the barge.
We're going to go to, let's see, for the 4th of July, tomorrow we're going to go to Marina Del Rey. They have good fireworks in Marina Del Rey. I love a good fireworks show. It's great. You can have your drones. I like fireworks. And there was fireworks hijinks when I was younger, but no hijinks, people. The thing that always amazes me is everybody says don't set off your own fireworks, all that stuff, and yet they send a drone over L.A., like on 4th of July night, and there are fireworks like coming up from everybody's backyard all over town. It's amazing video, but don't play with fireworks. Is that fair?
It's smart.
It's smart. Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Can I sneak in something really quick?
Yeah, sneak away.
So Raider Rubin hit us up
Hey,
and
Raider
asked
Rubin.
if we can give a shout out to his mom, Maria.
Nope.
We can't?
Nope, can't do
Why,
it.
Hi, Maria.
Nope, can't do it.
Why, me?
All right, Maria, hi.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Maria. By the way, happy birthday to Tom Cruise, who I think is one of the 5 greatest movie stars of all time. John, do you care to challenge that?
All right, let me think. Who would I put ahead of Cruise?
And I mean movie stars.
Okay, so here's who I would put ahead of him.
Okay.
Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
Tom Hanks.
Okay, yeah, I have to agree on that.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah, I think so, Denzel.
The one that's a hard one for me.
Pacino?
Is,
You're not going to put Pacino on there?
I was going to say Gene Hackman.
I mean, he's fantastic. But I wouldn't put him in my 5.
All right, what about DiCaprio?
DiCaprio's tough. Yeah, he's kind of there. He's
around 5.
He's around
Cruise
5.
is around 5.
Yeah, and
if he didn't have the off the screen stuff, he would probably be ranked higher.
You think so? Even though his movies do $1 billion when they get released, like
and
even
his movies are all great.
Even Top Gun Maverick, you just saw it, right?
Yeah, I'd watch it again today. It's just a great movie.
By the way, if you like Top Gun Maverick, the same guy directed the Brad Pitt movie F1. It's fantastic. It's like Top Gun Maverick. That's what the movie I would compare it to the most.
What about Brad Pitt? Would you put him above or below Cruise?
Cruise is above.
Okay.
See, Cruise. The thing I appreciate about Tom Cruise as a former movie theater owner is that Tom Cruise always wants his movies to be shown in a theater. You're never going to have a Tom Cruise straight-to-streaming movie. And so he really supports the exhibition
All right,
business.
I have one in mind. I want to see if you hit it.
Okay.
Most underrated Tom Cruise performance is?
Okay, so there's a couple. I will say, okay, I'm going to say what you're going to say.
Okay.
Which is Tropic Thunder.
Boom.
Yeah. I knew you would say Tropic Thunder.
He's so good in Tropic Thunder, and he's not in it for very long.
No.
That
just the very end.
No, he's
Is Les Grossman in the beginning? I know he's got the last
in the middle
scene
of the
whole
beginning
thing.
because Les Grossman runs the studio.
Right.
And he's trying to get his actor back. And so there's several scenes with him in it, but Cruise is just great in it.
Okay, here's an underrated Tom Cruise performance. Did you ever see a movie called Magnolia?
Yeah. It's a little weird, but it's good.
He is great. He plays like this sort of, long before Andrew Tate and the Manosphere, he was like playing that kind of character.
Right.
And it's really, really good. And the thing I remember about it, he does that thing where you're on your back and then you kick yourself up to standing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Or do you?
I do.
Oh, you do, yeah.
Yeah, well, I saw the movie.
Yeah, he does that, which is crazy. Have you ever seen it, Brian?
I've never seen
it. What's your most underrated Tom Cruise movie?
War of Worlds.
War of the Worlds. I think yesterday was the anniversary of it. It's a great movie. Laura, what about you?
That one, because every time I go into Universal Studios, you see the plane crash and like all that.
Right.
So it like made me fall in love with the movie more.
Yeah. I think his best performance is Jerry Maguire. Jerry Maguire is a great movie. I watched that not too long ago. Totally works.
I would put the 2 Top Gun movies ahead of Jerry Maguire, but Jerry Maguire is great.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 Top Gun movies. By the way, I just talked to a guy who was in, you watched Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah.
He tried to explain to me what double ultimate football was, where they're playing offense and defense on the beach, and it's sort of like, he could not explain it. I don't think anybody knows the rules of double ultimate football.
I think you get points for every time you score.
He says you're playing offense and you're playing defense.
So the idea is you're trying to score while not letting the other team score, if that helps.
Yes. Okay. I'll buy that. Bergman asked me to write like a little thing.
Yeah, he did for me too.
I'm having
during
such
the
a
show,
hard time.
You want to write it during the show? And he's like, yeah, I need it right now.
I'm having such a hard time writing it.
Why don't we just cancel the show so we can write notes to Greg?
Nah, you have to pull that, Brian.
Yeah, let's all take a break.
Also, why don't you just chat GPT it? What is it, or is it like supposed to be
personal?
hard?
It's a personal message.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Ed Hart just tweeted, "A Few Good Men" is a classic. Yeah, it is a classic.
But I mean, it worked. Remember, for our significant others, they didn't even know until we told them.
No, that's true.
That's
true. All right, coming up next, why have so many NBA teams been getting sold? Why are all these sales happening? We'll talk about it coming up next. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr. Weekday mornings at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
You know, once you cross 5-0, things change. Your perspective changes.
That's very true.
So he's a newbie. Did
it happen for you like in the moment of your 50th birthday? Because it for me, it was more of a slow transition to where your priority, all of a sudden, it's like you wake up one morning and it's like, my priorities are very different. The way that I'm interacting with people is very different.
Everything changed.
But on a dime or gradually?
I mean, probably that first year. Like, you start rethinking of things and going back and what you thought and what you knew and the rules you based your life on. You figure out that's kind of like BS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I was just going to...
Right.
It's one of those, those things that I thought were 100% true.
Aren't. Yeah, not even close.
Maybe not so much.
Right.
Travis and DeMarco back Monday at 9 a.m. Don't miss Travis and DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
Pack your summer with awe and awesome at SeaWorld San Diego. Get real close to over 9,000 animals. Discover the all-new Jewels of the Sea, the Jellyfish Experience. Race at unreal speeds across 16,000 feet of coaster track. Make summer spectacular with stunt shows, star-studded concerts, fireworks, and the reimagined Journey to Atlantis. Now through September 1st, visit SeaWorldSanDiego.com to save up to 55% on tickets, fun cards, and passes during the 4th of July sale. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text STAPLE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text STAPLE to 321-321. That's STAPLE to 321-321.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon. We won't be here tomorrow for the 4th of July. Radio will have you covered on the radio, on the app. We'll return Monday.
Hey, guys. I absolutely love the show. I'm the kid who got hit in the spawn.
Celebrate America and celebrate Mason and Ireland on this Thursday on 710 ESPN and always on the all-new ESPN LA app.
So, Ireland... Right after the show, are you doing a barbecue this weekend?
I'm going to one right after.
Now, are you going to get on the vehicular and go down to your pontoon boat?
That's tomorrow. All of Lisa's college roommates and their husbands arrive here tonight.
Woo, 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 woo.
So we're going to a barbecue at around 5,
Nice.
and then they come in. They get here around midnight. So we've got a few hours to clean this place up, and then it's game on starting tomorrow.
Yeah. I love the 4th of July. In fact, we got a big weekend planned. I think tomorrow we're going to do one of them resort pass deals where you go over and you pretend like it's your pool.
That's a good one.
Then Saturday we're going to go see Shohei Ohtani pitch at Dodger Stadium. And then Sunday we're going to go to a play.
Oh, which one?
It's called Parade. I don't know anything about it, but Juana's taking me to it. So they've got a big full weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Of course, I don't have a pontoon boat or any of the cool stuff.
Do you have a funicular?
I don't have a vehicular.
All right.
I have a question.
You can dream.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Because when I was little, my dad used to go all out for 4th of July. He used to love it. So what is a tradition that you guys had as a child that clearly you cannot do anymore?
A tradition?
Or like something you would, it's a tradition, something you did that you're like, I could totally get away with it as a child, but I can't get away with it now.
You're speaking specifically of the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, playing with
4th
bottle
of July
rockets.
is always I mean, there are things, there are,
Right?
like, could you do this? Like, at the beach where I grew up, they used to have a Miss Firecracker contest, which was basically a contest for girls in bikinis. Could you get away with that in 2025? Probably not.
I don't know. They still have Miss USA and Miss America and all that stuff.
Yeah,
right?
but severely watered down, and they got rid of the swimsuit competition.
The one I went to, this is a weird thing to say, but my mom wanted to go to Miss USA, and they still had a swimsuit competition.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, so they're still doing that. But, I don't know if you can necessarily get away with that anymore. I'm trying to think. Playing with bottle rockets was a big thing when I was a kid.
I feel like...
And don't do it. It's terrible. I survived, but don't do it.
So I was talking to Marcus when he was here on Monday, and I said, man, the things that we used to do as kids that we thought was so cool, and now we're like, why? How are we alive?
Like what?
Seriously.
Like what's an example?
Well, one of them is the bottle rockets, right? But my dad used to love putting a bunch of fireworks like on the ground and then lighting them one by one. As one was going off, he's like still lighting other ones. And I'm like, Dad, you could have literally blown off a hand.
Yeah,
instead of
totally
doing it
true.
instead of like waiting for one to be done, he would just line them up and boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, no, this is what you don't do. Brian, what else don't you do?
What you don't do is what I used to do as a kid. And 4th of July, a lot of water balloons.
Oh, that's cool.
We used to get up on the roof and toss them in the street
On the
and cars
roof?
going by. So I suggest never doing that.
By the way, the other thing you never do, ever, ever, never, is like direct a bottle rocket
To a car.
To like across the street, like directly through.
So
That don't ever do that. Like, for example, if you had an apartment in Toledo, Ohio,
just in case.
just if you happen
if
to.
you had, yeah.
There was like a breezeway where it went directly through the apartment building, and don't ever try to shoot bottle rockets through the breezeway of your apartment building. Don't do that.
Or like direct them at people directly because you didn't like them.
Correct. None of these things. These are all things not to do.
Should never do.
Yeah, these are the don't do's. So, Ireland, you found an interesting piece of everybody's getting sold. Everybody in the NBA, obviously, Mark Walter buys the Lakers. Mavericks recently sold. Celtics recently sold. And it's clearly a trend, right?
Well, and now if we owned a team, if me and you owned a team, and we watched the Celtics sell for $6 billion and the Lakers sell for $10 billion, we're testing the market. We might not sell, but we're testing the market. And there are a lot of teams, particularly in the NBA, just getting turned over to corporate entities. And
exactly. And Richard Jefferson actually talked about this. John, where's this from?
He's on the Road Trippin' podcast with Allie Clifton and Geeter, and they bring different people in all the time, but that's what this is from.
Okay, here's Richard Jefferson.
Lakers just sold. Charlotte just sold. Dallas just sold. Milwaukee just sold. Portland just went up for sale. All in the last 3 to 5 years. The NBA is changing. There's owners that are getting out. We can look at this money and say, oh, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, why are all of them selling right now? Come on now. Let's not just be like, oh, owner got 10 billion. Celtics won a championship, put their team up for sale. Like, the league is changing. The league is changing. And I like the league don't like to talk about it, But it's never good even when the numbers are astronomical at $10 billion, you don't want a bunch of your assets up for sale at the exact same time.
Okay. So I don't quite get what he's, I mean, what's his point there, John?
I think his point is that when you turn everything over to corporations,
yes,
you lose, like,
the personal touch.
It's not a good thing that Jerry Buss doesn't own the Lakers anymore.
Sure.
If you had to sell them, you would want a guy like Mark Walter. They kind of threaded the needle there. But, Wick Grossbeck just won the title 2 years ago. Paul Allen was a really good owner in Portland. And so the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And I think that's his point.
Well, and I think, too, if you think about the Buss family, the era of that personal touch is probably gone. I mean, Jeannie Buss is still going to be the governor of this franchise for some period of time, but I don't think that there is that personal connection that develops between a franchise and its fans.
Dr. Buss was a maverick.
Yes.
He tried different stuff that the league didn't want him to do. I've told these stories for years. He said, I'm putting dancing girls on the court. And they said, you can't do that. It's a basketball game. You can't put – now every team has a dance team. He said, I'm putting seats on the court. And the league office – safety hazard. You can't do that. You can't put fans in chairs on the floor.
Right.
He said, screw you, I'm doing it anyway. When they told him no Laker girls, he said, screw you, I'm doing it anyway. And now everybody does it. Corporations tend not to take chances.
Correct.
They stay in the fairway. And so that's what I think Richard is alluding to, that you don't need to take chances if you're an NFL owner.
Right.
You print money just by owning the team.
How does a TV deal factor into this? In other words, like now that there's locked up
the
TV
Lakers,
money,
it factors a lot.
They've locked up the network deals, right, for 10 years. Does that make the assets more valuable? Does that make franchises more valuable?
Yeah, you're making money. Somebody told me, and this is an NFL thing, but somebody told me once Roger Goodell negotiates the broadcast contracts, and the NFL is the only league that is on every network. It's on CBS, Fox, ESPN, Amazon, Netflix, YouTube. If there's a network, they've got an NFL. The minute you get your check as one of the 32 owners, it covers all your expenses, everything. It covers your stadium costs. It covers your player salaries. It covers your staff salaries. So that means, Mace, everything you do after that goes right in your pocket. Every time you sell concessions, every time you sell stuff at the team store, you can sell your preseason games. I mean, Mace, think about this. You're a Rams season ticket holder.
Yes.
You pay full price for 2 preseason games when Sean McVay comes out before the game and says, no one is playing. Not one starter will play in this game. And the Rams say, we're still charging full price, and every team does it, you pay it because the regular season's worth it.
But here's the thing, too. It's not like there's surprises. Like, I knew going in I was going to be stuck with 2 preseason games.
Right. But my point...
And I bought them anyway.
Right. And I think everybody does. The Rams do great at season ticket sales.
Sure.
So do the Raiders. So do the Chargers. They all do.
John, injury news. Red Panda.
Oh, God, you scared me.
She spent time in the hospital, about 12 hours in the hospital yesterday with an injured wrist. She is expected to make a full recovery and be ready for the 2025-2026 NBA season.
By the way, you know I love
Panda.
Michael.
Yeah.
I'm like Michael Thompson's biggest fan.
Sure.
I didn't like it yesterday when he said, she should just retire. We're going to start calling her Dead
That
Panda.
is so rude.
I thought that was disrespectful to the great Red
She's
Panda.
Wow,
an NBA
I missed
legend.
that.
An NBA legend.
I missed him saying that.
That's terrible. Dead Panda. Don't say that.
Don't be throwing that out there.
All right, going to do some What's Up Fool coming up next. In the meantime, a newly added age group for T-ball tee-off presented by Children's Dental Fun Zone next Friday at our All-Star Friday night. If you've got a kid age 5 to 6, You're now eligible to participate. Head to ESPNLA.com. Sign up your little slugger. It's happening again next Friday, West Covina Sportsplex. Click on the T-ball tee-off card and find the button for 5 to 6-year-olds. Thanks to Children's Dental Fun Zone, we treat your kids as our own. All right, so it is summertime, and it's 4th of July. It's a long holiday weekend, and you think everything's going great, right? Some people out there right now are struggling. And maybe it's you, depression, or you're feeling anxious, or you've work is too much for it. Like, all these things happen. And, holiday vacation is great, but it's not a long-term solution to the stress that you're dealing with every single day. Listen, I have been there. I've been there with mental health issues, and if you are there right now, you can benefit from therapy, somebody to talk to you and share your experience. If you've never been in therapy, you can personally talk about the broader benefits, all kinds of things. It's unbelievably powerful to have somebody to talk to. And BetterHelp has got 30,000 therapists, the largest online therapy platform in the world. They have served over 5 million people globally. If you need somebody to talk to, if you feel like it's time for therapy, unwind from work with BetterHelp. Right now, our listeners get 10% off their first month of therapy at BetterHelp.com/timeout. Again, that's 10% off your first month of therapy at BetterHelp.com/timeout. BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Coming up today at 3 p.m.
Well, I asked Cap today if he ever gets fambushed.
Fambush.
You know how nowadays these younger kids, they'll stalk their parents or their siblings or whoever on their tracking apps. They'll see where they are and they'll be like, okay, hey, I see you're at Starbucks. Can you pick me up? Blah, 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 blah.
Can't do it.
Or worse, how about you're at a fancy restaurant, you and your lady, and then all of a sudden your family fambushes you and they show up at that place?
I would just be like, hey, we're here. Do you want anything for us to bring back? Like, why wouldn't you just offer it?
I'm here. No, but wait, Funchy, you say that you fambush your wife.
Yeah, I mean, she lets me see where she is, and she's at a nice restaurant or someplace I like. I mean, yeah, can you bring me home something, please?
Now, do you share your location with her?
No, I don't. Never.
Wait, what?
Get out of here. What's she going to find me at home on the couch all the time? That's what it is.
Yeah, rubbing your cat?
Sedano and Cap on 710. The fun way to drive home.
Sedano and Cap.
Hey, holiday weekend pro tip. Morongo's got the grill, the glam, and good times. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Get a milkshake maker when you earn 500 points on your rewards card, the 8th.
Number 2.
Get a Stars and Stripes streamer flag on the 4th.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a Mercedes G-Wagon. Earn entries playing slots now and be here July 3rd at 10 p.m. for your chance to win.
Morongo, good times.
Saturday. It's a showdown deep in the heart of Texas. LAFC invade Q2 Stadium for a Western Conference battle with Austin FC.
LAFC!
Can the black and gold grab all 3 points on the road? LAFC face off with Austin FC. Pre-match coverage starts Saturday at 5 p.m. On the home of the black and gold, 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Thursday Pepe yesterday talked about the poop cruise.
Pepe, have you seen the poop cruise
I'm not even
thing?
watching. Why? It's funny. You watch it because it's funny.
No, I'm not watching.
You watch it. I want you to watch it and have a complete report the next time you're here.
Yeah, Pepe, what are you afraid of?
I want Pepe's review of Poop Cruise.
Sometimes it's like a poop cruise every day around here. Mason and Ireland continues your July 3rd on 710 ESPN and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
So Caitlin Clark had a message for the
Yes.
WNBA commissioner. She said, "You get more for this than you do if you win a championship." So she was on an Instagram live video after they won the Commissioner's Cup. I did not know.
The Commissioner's Cup is like the in-season
Season
tournament.
Yeah, the IST.
Yeah.
For the
yes.
WNBA.
So apparently they get $500,000 and they split between the roster, which gives them $30,000 per player. I was not, in addition with the $120 in cryptocurrency, but I was not aware that if they win the championship, the WNBA championship, they only make around $20,000 per player. So that's $10,000 less than the Commissioner's Cup. So I wanted to know, if you were a pro athlete, would you rather win the big title or win a big check? If you had to choose.
Title or check?
Title or check?
Well, I think that's easy. Title.
Give me the check.
Yeah, give me the check,
Wait
man.
a
What are
minute.
you
would
talking about?
This is totally counter to every argument you've ever made.
Right, but what are we in
Do
this
you want
for?
For a title? If you're a professional athlete, you're in it for the title, are you
Yeah,
not?
but if I make more money, only one. You're saying in this scenario, Laura, one team gets the check, a different
Yes.
team gets the title.
Yes.
Oh.
Now, yeah, you don't split.
Oh, this is not a lot of money, so I would say
You still get the title?
I want the title.
Hell no, man. Give me the money.
Mace, who won the WNBA title last year?
The New York Liberty.
Wow. I'm shocked you pulled that out.
No, it is a Liberty.
I've been following the WNBA
You
a
said
little
ain't.
bit.
Why?
All right,
Why
who
you
won?
say ain't?
I
You
thought it
know
was
wasn't.
Minnesota, no?
No,
No.
They
it was
lost?
Liberty.
Liberty.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
Yeah, the
Come on,
libs.
Brian,
They call them the libs.
Yeah, the WNBA. Nobody really cares who wins the title. And those women are tremendous.
Severely underpaid.
Yeah, tremendously underpaid. A lot of them have to go overseas in the off season. So if I'm trying to make a living, give me the check.
Give me the money.
By the way, can I just say, I don't know why these numbers are so small. I know you say the WNBA has never made a profit, which
Ever.
But how are these teams selling for $250 million if there's no
Great
money
question. I think it's free. And by the way, if they keep jacking Caitlin Clark around and she leaves and starts a rival league, the WNBA will create her.
Is there an effort to
No,
Caitlin
but
Clark to start her
that's
own
what
league?
other people are suggesting because of the way they're treating her.
Yeah, it's so weird. I don't understand what I guess, Michael says jealousy
There's a
is
big
certainly-
front office sports article about that today. That
Okay. How she could do
media
it.
have come out and pointed out that Caitlin Clark is being misused, that it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What's up, fool? All right, so we're continuing with the WNBA, and
Okay,
Brian
good.
and I are going to tag team this one. So the WNBA announced that it's expanding to 18 teams with the new teams in Cleveland, Detroit, and Philly. The Cleveland team will begin playing in 2028, followed by Detroit in 2029, and then Philly in 2030. Brian?
Yeah, so there were some comments made by one of the Fever players, Sophia Cunningham, before the Commissioner Cup about why they picked these cities, and came out with a few maybe Miami, Nashville, Kansas City would be better examples to start teams. And then
Miami, Nashville, and
Kansas City
Kansas
over
City, okay.
the ones that they're choosing.
Okay.
She kind of trashed
Yeah,
them.
nobody wants to go to Cleveland or Detroit unless they have
That's
to.
what she was kind of saying. It was funny. There's a caveat. She kind of came out and said, "Well, I wasn't bashing the cities, just the life around it kind of deal, the nightlife." So it is bashing
she
it.
is bashing the cities.
Detroit and Cleveland kind of came out publicly on their Twitter accounts and kind of snapped back at her, which was kind of funny. But she's saying that they didn't take her their players views in effect here. That's why they should have went to them and see where do they want to play. Do you agree with that, or are these cities that they're getting these teams are fine enough?
Well, whoever pays the, there's a lot of things that have to happen in order for a franchise to work. And one of the reasons they're picking Detroit and Cleveland is that the NBA works in those cities.
Right.
And they have arenas already built, and they have a built-in NBA fan base. If you go to Nashville, there's no NBA team in Nashville. If you go to Kansas City, there's no NBA team in Kansas City. There's one in Miami, but Miami isn't known as a great sports town. I understand why they're going to those cities, Mace, because they have established arenas, established season ticket lists, and they've got a base to which they can jumpstart the team. I get it.
And by the way, they're both top 20 markets.
Right.
I mean, if you look at the DMA, or what does DMA stand for?
No, you're thinking of DMV, and that stands for
Department of Motor Vehicles, but DMA stands for
Detroit metro area, maybe?
No. It's like, when they say a market is a DMA. Anyway.
I don't know.
Market size. Market size for Detroit, number 14. Market size for Cleveland, number 19. Nowhere on the list does Nashville appear or...
Kansas City, Miami.
Miami. Yeah. Oh, Miami's definitely there, number 18. So Miami would make sense, but let's stop disrespecting Detroit and
Cleveland. Takes a lot of unnecessary shots.
I mean, I left that part of the world, but I'm not going to bag on it now. Yeah.
Love how they gave her
I love where I live, though.
And stats about how they sold out and they had a great fans. And I'm like, damn, they really clapped back at her.
What's up, Foo?
So something that the Mets have been doing the last couple of years is the kid broadcaster. They bring up a kid, lucky fan, to the booth for like an inning and let them, do play-by-play. Right. So they announced who's going to be this year live on their broadcast yesterday, and it's a pretty great reaction. And the kid does a home run call that he's, sent in and practicing. So I'm going to play that for you and get your take on it.
One of the best things we do, one of my favorite things every year. The KidCaster's coming up on July 22nd, and the winner this year, Antonio Veneziano, 12 years old from Baldwin, New York, has no idea he won, but he does see me, and I'm walking down to him right now to say hello and also to let him know. Hey, Antonio, what's up, man? That's your name.
God, he knows my name.
I do know your name. You want to know why I know your name?
Why do you know my name?
Would you like to be the KidCaster with Gary, Keith, and Ron on July 22nd?
I would love to. Really?
Really? Absolutely. Yeah, right? You did an amazing job. There were more entries than have ever been had, and you were the winner. I saw it. Your home run calls, pretty spectacular. You want to show us one right now?
Sure. Okay.
Go ahead.
Who should it be?
What are you wearing, Lindor? Do Lindor.
Okay. Lindor smacks one, right field, this one back, it has a chance, and it's gone!
You guys see why he won?
Yeah.
So he's the winner. He'll be doing it. He'll get to go up into the booth and actually, sit there with the guys and call an inning.
That's very cool.
Very cool thing that they do here every year. Do you think that, we should do this in more sports, or every, team should give, kid, young, aspiring broadcasters a chance to do this? Because this is, it's a novelty, so one inning a year kind of a deal.
Brian, I will tell you right now, if the Lakers give me permission, if they give Michael and I permission to do that, we would do it. It's not my
very cool.
It's not my place to offer it. I would have to clear it with my bosses at the Lakers, but if they would allow it, I would love to give a young kid a chance to call the game for, what do you think, Mace, 3 minutes? Is that enough?
Sure, 3 minutes. That's right. And that what Bieber did? Bieber got a few more minutes than that, right?
I love this idea. We could do it through the radio station. We could take entries through the thing. If I can sell the Lakers on it, I will absolutely do it. I love this idea, Mace. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. By the way, what's really cool? That kid the other day that called Cash, who's called a couple 12. Of times now, he is 12.
Yeah,
he would be
great.
Fantastic.
Right, he would enter. And by the way, I would open it up to boys and girls.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, you're out Monday. Can Cash fill in for Ireland?
We have Beto.
Oh, we have Beto.
Yeah, we have Beto.
Well, Beto's a kid at heart.
He is a kid.
Yes, that is very
He's
true.
a big kid. You're right.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys, so I just came across this on Twitter, and it's saying that Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes had a ketchup addiction.
Okay.
Like Michael.
So he used to put it on all his food. Some of it is like, okay, whatever, hot dogs, burgers. That's like normal. That's not something to worry about. I've even seen people do it on steak, which is kind of weird.
Michael does that.
But here's a weird one. Mac and cheese.
Ketchup?
On mac and cheese.
No.
That's disgusting.
No, that's an awful
I
idea.
think I'm going to text him right now. I think Michael does do
No.
that. Yeah, I'm going to text him.
No. But my question to you guys is, what is a weird food pairing you have? Like something that people find weird that you're like, oh, like mac and cheese and ketchup is disgusting.
I like pineapple on pizza. I guess all you guys hate that. I don't
that's
think
great.
I don't think that's a big deal.
That is not a big deal. That is amazing.
Yeah, it's just inappropriate, but okay.
No, it's not. You're weird for not liking it.
Inappropriate.
But it's not disgusting.
So you're asking
like what's a
weird food combo?
Well, think mac and cheese and ketchup. Do you have a weird one like that? Because that's very obscured.
That is weird. John, do you have one?
I don't think so.
Brian, do you have one?
Not that I could think of.
I have one.
Oh, what is it?
So it's because of Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
When I used to eat Jack in the Box, I used to like dipping their tacos, like opening them up and putting the ranch in there, or their egg roll, dipping it in the ranch.
Hey, Brian, play the breaking news thing.
No. It's going to be a bummer.
No.
Oh, okay, good.
From someone we know and love. I always do ketchup on my mac and cheese, and now I got my boys doing it too.
No.
Ramona Shelburne.
Momo.
You go. Love it.
Disgusting.
Momo, that's gross.
That is awful. Okay, I've got a good one. This is a good one, and this is a little hack. Okay, this is a life hack. You know how they always talk about life hacks. This is a fantastic one. So after McDonald's, like, you want a good dessert, right? I always wanted a good dessert after McDonald's. So they've got a couple of different, they've got
apple pie is really good.
Apple pie is really good. Sundaes are really good. You know what you might not have thought of? Apple pie plus caramel sundae. Dip the apple pie into the caramel sundae. Oh, my God.
Have you ever explored just how many calories
Yes,
that would be?
that's
But tell me
disgusting.
that's not delicious.
No, that's
Brian.
Oh, that's delicious.
That's
Come on.
delicious. Take the
That's
hot apple
amazing.
pie, you dip it in the caramel sundae, you're like, oh, delicious.
Ramona's response to all you haters, don't knock it until you try it.
I would never want to try it, but somebody
Does she have
tweeted us.
anything to say about Mike Breen? Thought I would just take a shot.
That is just mean.
Just took a shot, Momo.
And you love Momo.
I do.
believe
She's
you
my
did
favorite.
that.
She's my favorite.
Yeah, she's not going to talk to you for a while.
Well, she better talk to me
Well,
next
she-
Friday because she's filling in
yeah,
for you.
she's filling in for you.
She better say something. All right, there. You got one more, or is that it?
We can end it there.
Oh, okay, we'll end it there, says Brian. All
I
right.
do have something really quick, Mace.
What
a
is it?
tweet. So somebody said two things that go together because I asked you guys for a question.
Mm-hmm.
They said In-N-Out and Tommy's chili. So they used to go to In-N-Out Burger and then go to Tommy's and buy the chili and like pour it on the
That's
burger.
good.
Actually sounds good.
You know, Tommy's burgers are very good, but for me, they're like too sloppy, messy
Yeah,
kind of.
too
I
much.
don't like the sloppy, messy thing.
I agree.
Do you like Tommy's burgers?
Love them.
Yeah, they're. I
Yeah.
mean, they're great. But I know this is
In-N-Out
They
is
got me
nice
through
chili.
UCLA, I'll tell you that.
I did a lot. I do a lot of. If I have Tommy's burgers, I always have knife and fork. That's a knife and fork burger.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise it's everywhere. All right, coming up next for you. What are the Heisman odds for this year? Where do the quarterbacks from SC and UCLA rank? And for Americans, what is their primary news source? You'll be surprised by the answer. That is coming up next for you. It's a day before the 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. 710 ESPN.
And Clayton gets 3,000.
The ravine rises, ready to erupt.
Congratulations to Clayton Kershaw on 3,000 strikeouts in his MLB career. We're talking about it today on your home for real Dodgers talk. 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Oh, hey. Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for it.
Let me get back to you on that. Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Santa Fe models. And check out our other great deals at your Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends September 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
You know I love the outdoors and adventures. Hey, it's Travis calling all adventurers. Page, Arizona is your ultimate outdoor playground. Snap that iconic shot at Horseshoe Bend. Then hike the stunning 11-mile rim trail. Explore one of 13 breathtaking slot canyons, including world-famous Antelope Canyon. Craving water fun? Cruise Lake Powell by kayak, jet ski, or houseboat, or float the Colorado River to Lee's Ferry. Make Page your base camp for day trips to Grand Canyon, Zion, and the Wave. Start planning your trip today at visitpageaz.com.
Hey, get in. What? Who are you? I'm future you. Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Yeah. Mia, our doctor figured it out. She said it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
ESPN 710, Los Angeles. Sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Thursday afternoon.
Ireland, best show on the radio.
Here we go, the Thursday, July 3rd edition of the Hall of Famers. Happy 4th of July week. Tomorrow, the 4th of July, will be off, but today we're going to pack the show with plenty of hot sports talk. Yeah. Like yesterday, when the DeAndre Ayton news broke during the show.
Wait a minute.
If you you got it? Is it done?
Chris Haynes, free agent center DeAndre Ayton is signing with the Lakers.
I told you. Yay. I'm bringing my Bahamian flag.
And let's take a moment to salute Steve Mason on this 4th of July week, a proud American who actually had objectivity after the deal was done.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Well, that guarantees us a championship.
Yeah.
Every time you had a Bahamian,
you
win.
Michael.
They're better than us. Oh, yeah. With DeAndre, yes.
I do not believe that.
What?
I don't.
You forgot how good he is.
Because
you're a non-believer.
I forgot how good he is because I've read all the stuff about his behavioral stuff and late for stuff and does care factor low. All that.
But he's coming to the Lakers. Think positive.
I'm sure we'll talk more about DeAndre Ayton being a Laker and if he'll actually show up this time around. Meanwhile, Clayton Kershaw's got his 3,000 strikeouts. We've got hot dogs, hamburgers, tri-tip if you're into that sort of thing. The whole accoutrement for this 4th of July. Let's do it. Mason and Ireland. Your Thursday afternoon right now.
3 o'clock Raw. By the way, I love when Morales forgets to take out like the bad take. Did you hear that in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just.
Why didn't he edit that?
I don't. The man can't do everything. Okay. Sometimes you just got to let it roll. So I finally.
I was thinking about something.
What's up?
So somebody told me once that the fact that Bill McDonald and I went to the same high school is like 1,000,000 to 1.
It's
the
true.
odds of that. The odds. Think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Clayton Kershaw, 3,000 strikeouts.
Yep.
Matthew Stafford is the quarterback of the Rams, and they each won a championship in the same year. And not only did they go to high school together, they were the battery of the baseball team. Kershaw was the best pitcher, and Stafford was his catcher.
Yeah.
What are the odds of that?
So
got to be like 100,000,000 to 1.
Yeah, it's
right?
just the odds are impossible. Impossible. The idea that two kids from a school would wind up being like the franchise pitcher and the franchise quarterback in the same town, both winning championships, is just the odds are astronomical.
Good for him, though.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. It was a great night. Afterwards, he gave this speech in the locker room.
Individual accomplishments are only that. If you're by yourself, it doesn't mean anything, right? You don't have anybody to celebrate with. So to have this group around me, to care as much as you did, for Freddie to remind me every day how many strikeouts I have left, and for everybody just to be so excited for me to get to do this, that's the biggest thing for me, because everybody in this room understands baseball is a hard game, and nobody understands that better than this room. So I just want to say thank you guys so much, everybody in here. Thank you. It's been a fun ride, and let's keep it going. Cheers.
And last night, it felt like it might not happen. He threw 29 pitches in the first inning. I immediately started thinking, And the White Sox just seemed to they just made contact with everything. It was not a big strikeout night. So the fact that he got that first one, then the second one in the fifth to close out the fifth. And did you think he was going to come out for the seventh if he hadn't struck
Zero
out that
chance,
last bat?
none.
You thought zero.
Well, the
he was at
strikeout
100 pitches, right?
Was 100. Yeah, that was his 100th pitch.
Although Dave did say beforehand, I'm not going to manage this. I'm going to not manage this for the macro. I'm going to manage this for the micro.
Right, but I don't think that includes putting him out there for 120 pitches. He hadn't thrown more than 100 in 2 years.
Yeah, no, it's true. He probably would have had to come out. It was great that he got to do it. His family was there. The crowd did an unbelievable job saluting Clayton Kershaw in this huge moment. And here is, Laura pulled this. Here's a little tribute to Kershaw and his path to 3,000 strikeouts.
So let's see now what young Clayton Kershaw will do. Kershaw's fastball got him swinging.
How can you not be excited about Clayton Kershaw?
Hanging a bunch of K's like wallpaper out there.
And Clayton Kershaw is having some kind of a night.
Public enemy number one, that big curveball.
The Clayton Kershaw shown off yet again.
Yet another check mark on the remarkable resume of Clayton Kershaw.
I think this is the best we've seen that slider. That's unhittable.
And with that, 300 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw.
We start to take it for granted because he just goes out there every fifth day and dominates over and over and over again.
He strikes him out and passes Sandy Koufax. Clayton Kershaw stands alone in second place in the Dodger all-time list for strikeouts.
There it is.
Clayton Kershaw, the Dodger strikeout king. The ravine rises, ready to erupt.
Strike three called. Strikeout number 3,000 for Clayton Kershaw. History at Dodger Stadium.
And there it was last night at Dodger Stadium. Clayton Kershaw, strikeout number 3,000. And the Dodgers have the evil-hated Houston Astros here this weekend. Ohtani's pitching Saturday. I wonder how long Ohtani's going to go on Saturday. He pitched 2 innings his last time out. See if we can get a couple more innings out of him. I'm actually going to that game on Saturday. I'm super excited for it because I've never been there when Ohtani has pitched.
Is Altuve the only holdover from the 2017 World Series team, or is there more than one?
That's a good question.
I think he might be the only one.
I think he might be the only one now that's left.
Because Bregman left.
I mean,
Correa left.
I'm still going to boo.
Have to.
I'm going to boo.
The interesting thing is Altuve has Hall of Fame numbers. Wonder if he gets in.
That's a good question. This is definitely...
Clemens is not in. Bonds is not in. McGuire's not in.
And none of those guys wore a buzzer on their chest.
Yeah.
The buzzer on the chest thing...
I don't think he gets in. Do you?
I am going to say it takes a while, but he gets in.
Do you think Bonds, Clemens...
Never.
And...
I think, by the way, one of those guys is off the ballot. I don't know which one. But they've already been turned over to the Veterans Committee, which I don't know how long you got to be out of the game before you can make it that way. But no, I don't think those guys are eligible anymore.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. You won't get in on the first ballot.
No, definitely
even if his
not.
Numbers deserve it.
And Clayton Kershaw, I don't know how you don't go in as a unanimous Hall of Famer at some point in the future. I know that. Some cranky baseball writer will say, no, I think they got to wait for another year.
Well, the only thing is what baseball writers value above all else is postseason success, and Kershaw was pedestrian in the postseason.
Although 2-0 in the 2020 World Series.
Yeah, but look at his overall postseason numbers. He looks like just a guy. Matter of fact, he might even have a losing record. The difference is, though, he was so dominant in the regular season that he's getting in on the first ballot anyway. Why wouldn't you vote for him?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. National League MVP 2014. Cy Young Awards in 11, 2013, and 2014. Triple Crown, led the National League in wins, ERA, and strikeouts in 2011. Won a Gold Glove in 2011. Won the Clemente Award in 2012. Is a 10-time All-Star, maybe soon to be an 11-time All-Star. We'll see what MLB intends to do.
I think they'll give him the ceremonial spot this year.
He's led all of baseball in ERA in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2017. He was the leader in wins in the National League in 2011, 2014, and 2017. He's led the NL in strikeouts in 2011, 2013, 2015, 3,000 career strikeouts, World Series champion. Did it all while making contributions to impoverished people in Africa
one of
for
a
every
kind.
strikeout that he has had in his career. I mean, that resume is pretty impeccable. And yeah, the postseason, he doesn't have the postseason. He's not Curt Schilling.
No, he's almost
the opposite of Curt Schilling. Yeah, you're right.
Curt Schilling was like dominant in the postseason, but good in the regular season. I'm and nobody can ever tell me different. Curt Schilling is out of the Hall of Fame because he's a jerk. That's it.
Yeah, because he should not. He should be in the Hall of Fame. I would if it was me, because there's no performance enhancing drug here, and I don't care what he thinks politically or any of that stuff.
Yeah, but for years you fought this.
Fought what? I've always been
Schilling.
No, because that's none of my business. You've got politics. I've got politics. I don't care.
So, matter of fact, Kershaw in 12 years pitching in the postseason.
Yeah,
13 and 13.
13 and 13.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, 13 and 13.
1-0 in the wild card, 6-5 in the DS, 3-6 in the NLCS, and that's the one that hurts him. And then 3-2 in the World Series.
Yes.
Which, is there's no logical explanation for it. His ERA is almost 5, 4.49.
Yeah.
13 and 13, 4.49. That's like a number 4 starter, number 3 starter. Yet he's the greatest regular season pitcher in Dodger history. It's stunning.
Yeah, no, it is.
You know what else was like that was Barry Bonds. He didn't hit well in the postseason. He finally kind of snapped out of it in 2002 when they made it to the World Series against the Angels. But remember before that, Bonds couldn't get a hit?
Oh, yeah. I tend to dwell on the 2020 World Series championship where he went 2-0 with a 2.31 ERA.
Right.
14 strikeouts in 11 innings.
That's the only World Series or only postseason that he was dominant. All the other ones, he was average. In 26 decisions, he's 13 and 13.
Oh yeah, I mean you can't make a case for him. I mean, he threw
almost 200 postseason innings, 194, and he was just average.
Yeah, totally average, and not even average most of the time. He had some really really rough series. I mean,
but he's going in first ballot whether you vote for him or not. So I think a lot of people will. I don't think it'll go unanimous, but it'll be close.
Should be unanimous. Is he the greatest pitcher of our lifetimes? I mean, obviously Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, both in the 3,000 strikeout club.
Yeah, I'd probably tilt towards Maddox or maybe Randy Johnson, but he's right there. He's in the conversation.
Yeah, you can't dismiss it. Cannot dismiss that out of hand because he's right there. I mean, he's certainly top 5 in my lifetime. I mean, you could certainly make a case for Randy Johnson and Pedro Martinez. Those are two of the most dominating guys I witnessed in my life. But beyond that, I would say it's Kershaw. I think it's Pedro
Maddox
or
is
Randy
in there
number
too.
1. But Maddox was a pitcher and didn't dominate. Kershaw dominated. Johnson dominated. Well, except when it mattered. But, I mean, again, dominating his era. I don't know. I don't think Maddox was an especially good postseason pitcher, was he?
I'm looking it up.
I don't think he, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was not.
He won 355
Yeah,
games.
see, now that's insane. That's just not going to happen again.
I mean, he pitched for 23 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, he pitched till he was 42. Kershaw's probably going to retire after this year, and he's 34.
Yeah, after 18 years. And Maddox
Boy,
just
you're right.
kept going.
In the postseason, Maddox was average.
Yeah.
He was 11 and 12, 11 and 14 if you add the relief appearances. He had a much better ERA.
He had much better ERA, yeah.
But you're right, he didn't dominate in the postseason.
Yeah.
The guy who dominated in the postseason was Schilling.
Schilling was ridiculous.
That's who you want with the season on the line, Game 7. That's who you want.
And Schilling has said a bunch of stupid things, but to me, it's about baseball, and he should be in based on his postseason performance. That's the best. I mean, that's the best postseason pitching performance I saw in my life was Schilling.
Yeah, he was great.
All right, coming up next for you, why don't we do this? Another sports doc on the way. John, you are excited about it.
Yeah, great. It sounds great.
And the MLB Hall of Famer who says the madness has got to stop. We'll do that coming up next. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN. Let me tell you about my buddy Jacob Romani, 4th of July tomorrow. Holiday leads to a really busy day on the roads. Everybody's traveling right now. Our friend Jacob wants everybody to be extra careful. So, in addition, it's a big day for people who spend time in the water. So, if you unfortunately do get injured on a boat or some sort of watercraft, you've got rights to recover damages from your injury. Remember to call Jacob if it's an auto accident, a water injury, an Uber, Lyft accident, whatever it is. Injured tonight, tomorrow, over the long weekend. Jacob's team doesn't take any time off. They are available when you need them. Call Jacob and his team. They're going to handle all the details so you can go back to enjoying the holiday. Jacob offers free consultations. You don't pay a dime unless he wins your case. And remember, a lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. But Jacob is the guy who's going to win for you. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember...
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
CallJacob.com. Don't forget, proud partner of the Lakers, the Rams, and LAFC. And make sure you're following them on Instagram. Go to @call.jacob for great advice and prizes and more. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Saturday. It's a showdown deep in the heart of Texas. LAFC invade Q2 Stadium for a Western Conference battle with Austin FC.
LAFC!
Can the black and gold grab all 3 points on the road? LAFC face off with Austin FC. Pre-match coverage starts Saturday at 5 p.m.
Shot goal!
On the home of the black and gold, 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time.
Pick me up and never put me down.
Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink like our creamy and delicious Thai tea. Waba Grill, keeping it real every day for you.
Your friends at George Chevrolet want to wish you a safe and happy holiday this 4th of July. And there's no better way to celebrate than behind the wheel of a new Chevy. Happy Independence Day from George Chevrolet, proudly serving our community in the red, white, and blue.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon. We won't be here tomorrow for the 4th of July. Radio will have you covered on the radio, on the app. We'll return Monday.
Hey, guys. I absolutely love your show. I'm the kid who got hit in the spawn.
Celebrate America and celebrate Mason and Ireland on this Thursday on 710 ESPN and always on the all-new ESPN LA app.
You know, it's weird. What do you think of when you think of this song, John?
Silence of the
Lambs, exactly. This is the song that Catherine, is it Catherine? I think the daughter, was singing, and then Buffalo Bill got her and stuck her in the bottom of the well, and then Precious was the dog, and, put the lotion in the mask and all that stuff.
I would have never put two and two together.
Oh, yeah. You've seen the movie, though, right? Put the lotion in the mask in. All right, so Ireland, somebody sent me this story thinking that they were really smart and it was going to warm my heart, and it has done the opposite. It was instructions on how you can freeze dry your pet after your pet goes.
I wouldn't do that.
What?
Yep.
Would you do it? Would you consider it?
Absolutely never. I think it is the most horrible idea I've heard in a really long time. There is a company in the Valley that is freeze drying pets. So the story with this is after your pet goes, and I recently lost my my dog Sophie, and it is a prop maker that works in the movie business, and he works in North Hollywood. He's got a warehouse, and dozens of pets are ready for their owners to take them home, but they are freeze-dried. Now, who is interested? Who's in the market for a freeze-dried pet?
Not me.
That's weird.
It's terrible.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I will tell you this story. So, a number of years back, we had a dog that passed. We had a couple dogs that passed away a few years back, and Juan was super distressed. I was super distressed, and I was like, okay, I'm going to have. There's a company that made stuffed versions of those dogs. Now, they weren't the actual dogs. They were like plush toys that were made to look like the dogs.
Yeah, that's gross too.
Those are in a box in our storage unit because there is no way we are taking the pretend plush toy dogs to remind us of the dogs that we love.
That's a little creepy.
It is creepy. It is creepy.
Like, I get the sentiment of like, oh, I have them, but no, because I have the ashes, like, we
I have the ashes.
I have the ashes in their little paw print and stuff that they do. Like, we have those, and even when we look at that, we get sad.
Yes, exactly.
So it's like, why would I want to physically see
So,
something?
Mace, I want you to. You got your computer open?
I do.
All right, I want you to Google this. I'm going to spell it for you, okay?
Okay.
SANDICAST, Sandycast.
Okay.
So this is a company that makes like a life-size statue of your dog.
Oh, a statue of your dog.
Which I think is kind of cool, and it looks exactly like your dog.
Okay, but what's the difference between that and like the stuffed animal dog?
It's very similar.
It's a statue. It's not that it doesn't involve any real fur or any real dog.
Right. Well, that's an interesting. Are you going to get a statue of your recently departed dog? I guess not.
Because
that
we
recently.
just got another dog.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I think the same. I'm like. By the way, tomorrow is Veronica's birthday.
Aww.
Yep, Veronica's birthday.
What are you getting her?
Getting her one of them chew toy things.
Oh, I thought you were going to get her a little birthday cake. Do you get your dog's birthday cakes?
We have in the past. I don't think we're going to get a birthday cake for Veronica this year.
Okay.
I don't think so. Veronica, I'm having I love Veronica. She is the
favorite.
best.
Yeah.
She is the
She's
best.
Your favorite.
All right. Hey, next Friday we're doing our All-Star Friday night at the West Covina Sportsplex, and it all starts at 9 a.m. Travis and DeMarco, then obviously me and I think it's who is it filming?
Momo.
Momo. Me and Momo on Friday, and the afternoon show live from the West Covina Sportsplex, and there is zip lining this year. There is rock climbing. There is zip lining.
You gonna do it?
I will zip line. Absolutely. I just zip lined
What's the weight
in Costa
limit
Rica.
on that?
I wonder what it is.
Yeah. What's the weight limit?
You guys could all do it.
I don't know if I can.
You can.
Yeah, I think you could.
That's
the old you might not have been able to, but the new you can for sure.
It's all made possible by our friends at Arrowhead Water and Visit Page, Arizona. Now, I wanted to say that I went zip lining in Costa Rica last week, and as we are on the platform, and the guy is ready to like send me across the canyon on the zip line, he made a little sign of the cross.
That can't be very comforting.
No, that's very common in Latin countries.
But it's right when I'm about to get pushed across a canyon, and he makes the sign of the cross.
It's
now,
very common.
It's very common, but don't you think it's unsettling if you're about to go into a canyon on a zip line and the guy makes the sign of the cross? I'm like, what? We need Jesus to get through this? What?
Yes. I mean, I get your point, because as someone who is visiting and you might not understand, like when I went to Cancun and we did some of the activities that they do that. You know what I mean?
Right. He did the baseball thing. He did the sign of the cross and then pointed to the sky.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn.
It's a thing.
This could go badly.
No, I think it was going good because they do that after a home run. So, he's going.
That's true.
He knows you're going to have a good time. So he's giving you pre.
So zip lining next Friday. I'm excited about that. All right. So, John, you are excited about a sports doc that is coming out about the Dallas Cowboys, who have not won since the 1900s.
Right, because the Cowboys are like a soap opera.
Mm-hmm.
They, it's not just what happens on the field; it's all the stuff. Those guys are like gods in Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
So Netflix is going to do a kind of like The Last Dance.
Yep.
They're going to do like a 10-part miniseries on Jerry Jones's Cowboys. And so I cut the last minute of the trailer. The trailer's like 3 minutes long. But this is the last minute of it. So, Mace, I'm going to play it, and then you tell me if you would, if based on the trailer, if you would check it out.
Okay.
All of a sudden, it was a runaway train.
Oh, baby!
Everywhere we went, they were icons.
We played hard, and then we played hard.
With that success, you also get disruption.
Police officer came to me, and they pulled the gun. Open the door right now!
Jerry is that disruptor, that innovator. You're not much of a gambler unless you're going against the popular trend.
No one ever thought Jerry had the guts to fire Jimmy.
You don't know half the stuff that was happening. Playing for the Cowboys is different.
The most valuable sports franchise in the world.
No matter what they say, they can't prepare you. You just got to experience it.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about this, Cowboys?
So what do you think?
10 parts? 10-part miniseries?
I think so.
No.
Yeah, I'm in.
Are you in? Yeah,
but I
I'm
lived
in.
there. I lived there in the 80s.
Yeah, true. I mean,
So-
granted, there's all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, Michael Irvin had the house and
with the self-employed model.
Correct, and it was a place where you could get away from your family life for a little bit, is the way he described it.
To say the least.
There were a couple of stabbings, one with a pair of scissors. There was Nate Newton had a big drug thing. There's all kinds of stories from that era of Cowboys football. I'd watch the early stuff. I don't want to watch the Dak Prescott era.
No,
Is
it's
it
not.
only, it's
has
only
nothing-
the old school, right?
It has nothing to do with Dak Prescott. I think it has everything to do with the Jerry Jones buying the Cowboys and what happens in the next decade after that.
I don't know. I don't know if I've got the headspace for that.
I don't have to watch it.
Yeah, no.
You're like Pepe. By the way, but my favorite promo running right now is you saying to Pepe, I want a Pepe review of the Poop Cruise. He just wants nothing to do with it.
Because he's a cruise guy. Brian, did you watch it yet? You're a big cruiser.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
You're a cruiser.
I think I'll get
You're-
around to it this
going
weekend.
to?
I wasn't going to,
Watch
but
it.
everybody keeps saying it's
Watch
funny.
it.
So I think I will.
That's the thing about it. It sounds gross, and it's actually more funny than
It
I
is
almost
than-
threw
gross.
it on last night.
It
but I
is
fell
gross.
asleep.
I think I might have somebody who's gone on a bunch too. I might have a little more insight too on like the whole situation.
Yes.
So I'll give it a watch this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fun.
What got me, because the tilting, right? When they're pulling, the tugging the bow, and then they start
Oh,
everything
the
starts
tugboat and then
spilling.
everything
yeah,
turns,
starts-
yeah.
But also when they were saying that it was so hot and they were going through the halls and you could smell like the food and the red bags. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no, the red bag thing is just
red
like
bag.
disturbing, super disturbing. All right, so John, Mike Piazza has come out. He's very on your page when it comes to position players pitching in Major League Baseball games. We've had a couple of Miguel Rojas has come out of the pen a few times. Kike Hernandez has come out of the pen a few times. You and Mike Piazza, and you guys have a problem with this.
Yes. Well, I went on a big soapbox while you were gone last
Oh,
week.
did you?
I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Kike Hernandez ever pitch again. I don't go to baseball games. I don't turn them on to watch 39-mile-an-hour pitcher. I mean, you might as well take me out of the stands and put me in there. I mean, we're paying for a premium product. You have plenty of pitchers. Stop pitching position players. I don't care what the score is. I don't want to see Kike. And by the way, the last two times they've gone to Kike, and I love Kike, he couldn't even close the game. They had to go warm up a real pitcher and bring him in to close it anyway.
But, John, this is a case, and funny, Dave was talking about this last night. Dave Roberts was talking about, do you manage for the micro, do you manage for the macro? Dave generally manages for the macro. And what this is load management. It's
Right.
exactly
Well,
what
do
they're
I
doing
think
in the
of-
NBA. You don't like that either.
Yeah, what do I think of load management? So this is par for the course.
Yeah, what I think is manage for the macro. I understand if Kike Hernandez is going to throw 7, 8, whatever that is, 8, 9. It's totally fine. I want to win tomorrow. If we're down 10-1, I'm focused on winning tomorrow, and I'm not going
John
to burn a
Smoltz
reliever
calls
tonight.
it the most embarrassing thing in all of sports.
Can't be more embarrassing than the way he roots for the Atlanta Braves during the playoffs, where he's trying
the
to
way the
pretend
Braves
like
are
he's
going.
He
I don't even know if
tries
they're
to
gonna be in
pretend
the
he's playing
playoffs.
it down the middle, and he's not.
Yeah,
I
but no-
understand. Smoltz, that's fine. Now, everybody's going to have a different opinion on this. By the way, Anybody that watched Miguel Rojas pitch, Brian, you saw Miguel Rojas pitch.
Hey, when he impersonates them?
He impersonated every Dodgers starting pitcher, and I thought, this is really funny.
That was funny.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was funny.
Better than watching, Luis Garcia throw 2 innings of, traditional. I mean, honestly, I want to win tomorrow. I want to win in the postseason. Load manage as much as you need to.
Load management sucks no matter what the...
Load management sucks, but World Series championships don't.
Laura, is Momo in today on the afternoon show?
She is.
Okay, because she sent me a note that said she will explain the Mike Breen thing in Crosstalk.
Yeah,
okay.
Which is in 30 minutes.
Oh, she's not sensitive about this, is she?
I don't know. We'll find out, but she says she will explain it in 30 minutes.
All right, stay tuned.
So if you don't know what I'm talking about, yesterday Momo got duped. Somebody said Mike Breen is retiring. Momo reacted to that tweet, and it was a fake tweet.
Yes, it was a fake tweet. It happens to everybody.
Yeah, I've fallen for that before.
Yeah. By the way, the Twitter handle was @ScamSharania.
Yeah.
That should have been the giveaway.
The thing is, when you're doing things quickly, she's a mom. She's multitasking.
Of course,
you know what I mean?
She's doing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
She's always got a kid in one arm, and
I mean, a lot of people get duped.
Yeah,
a lot of Americans
totally
get duped.
totally easy to get duped. By the way, you talked about this last week. Apparently, Americans now more Americans get their news by social media than any other source.
Yeah, makes sense. Some people don't even go past checking Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook every day.
We're in serious trouble. I mean, you can't trust. Well, we were just talking about.
That's what I said.
You can't trust news on. Again, this is the problem, John. And you'll talk about silos and all that stuff. People just want to hear what they want to hear. But I still think there are places you can go where you can get actual news without a silo, and that's where people should be going.
Name one.
Google News.
Yeah, but Google News is whoever is inputting the stories on Google News is biased.
Right, but if you're trying to eliminate all bias, it's impossible.
Right.
You can't eliminate
That's my
bias.
point.
But my point is Google gives you a whole bunch of stories, and you sort through what you want to read and what you don't want to read. I get the same thing with Apple News. I get just a basic.
Yeah, that's what I said. AP News, Apple News, like on your phone.
Basic news. If I want to get a bunch of lib stuff or a bunch of right-wing stuff, then you can go to social media. But I don't know. I think it's a huge mistake.
Yeah, I think most networks, as being proven every day, are either right-leaning or left-leaning. Just take your pick.
I think there's no. If you're talking about cable news, yeah, cable news is a joke.
Or even
it's
network news.
It's all right. It's all left. It's all dull.
Yeah.
Network
news.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think like David Muir? See, I watch. That's one of my primary sources of news. Is I watch David Muir every night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's a bias or not.
Bob Iger paid $16 million to settle a lawsuit because George Stephanopoulos said something that most people at ABC think there was nothing wrong with what he said. It just happened at CBS this week. If you're looking, this is why you got to look. You got to look at both sides of issues. If you get your news from one source, you're making a mistake. You've got to go to more than one place.
Yeah, and certainly don't learn your news from Twitter, Instagram. How do people get news from?
People get news.
Instagram's a bad news source.
Like
it's
because
just pictures.
if you, for example, because for me, like I'm on Instagram, on different things, right? So if you see like an ABC 7, they post like the breaking news or whatever the headline is. So then you have to go and click on the story. That's still news.
All I ever get on Instagram is Cappy trying to sell sunglasses.
There you go.
Well, you're only following the Cappies, you know?
Yeah. No, he's always trying to hawk sunglasses. That's the thing with Cappy.
That's funny.
All right, coming up next for you, let me see. How do we wrap this sucker up today, John? How about... okay, here's a little tip. Some holiday weekend drinking advice.
Excellent.
And what drinks cause the worst hangovers? Seems like a good way to wrap up the show
them.
today. Then we will do Game of Games. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
And Clayton gets 3,000.
The ravine rises, ready to erupt.
Congratulations to Clayton Kershaw on 3,000 strikeouts in his MLB career. We're talking about it today on your home for real Dodgers talk. 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Thursday. Pepe yesterday talked about the poop cruise.
Pepe, have you seen the poop cruise
I'm not
thing?
even watching. Why? It's funny. You watch it because it's funny.
No, I'm not watching.
You watch it. I want you to watch it and have a complete report the next time you're here.
Yeah, Pepe, what are you afraid of?
I want Pepe's review of Poop Cruise.
Sometimes it's like a poop cruise every day around here. Mason and Ireland continues your July 3rd on 710 ESPN and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
New York, Los Angeles, oh, how I yearn for you.
Happy birthday, America!
Detroit, Chicago.
Now, there were two presidents that died on the 4th of July, John.
Thomas Jefferson, John Adams.
And I forget which one died first and which one died second, because their goal was to outlive the other one, right?
Yeah, Jefferson lasted the longest. And his dying words on his deathbed were, Jefferson lives.
Winning. So, John, you were a bartender. And I got this story that came through, a bartender sharing the drinks you should avoid if you want to avoid a hangover. Now, what's your experience of what drinks do you think cause the worst hangovers?
Well, for me, I get hungover if I mix. If I start drinking whiskey and then switch to vodka, tequila, or beer, or something else, that's when I get into trouble. But they give you the most hangover.
So the number one on this list is the Long Island iced tea.
Yeah, that's got 4 different kinds of rum.
5 different types. It's got vodka, gin, tequila, white rum, and triple sec, along with lemon juice, simple syrup, and cola.
Yep.
It's too much.
Yeah, that's a heavyweight
That's
drink.
too much. There's a drink called, now this is probably not going to be on everybody's menu, but there's a drink called the L.A. Water. And here's what's in it, John. Tell me if you would try this.
Okay.
Vodka, gin, tequila, rum, triple sec, melon liqueur, raspberry liqueur.
No.
Absolutely
that would guarantee
disgusting.
give me a hangover.
Absolutely disgusting. Yeah,
that's a definition of mixing.
What about a Jaeger bomb? When's the last time you did a good Jaeger bomb?
That's when I was at UCLA.
Exactly. The Jaeger bomb. They believe this causes
That's
a
when you
terrible
drop
hangover.
the shot of Jaeger into a beer?
Into a beer or a Red Bull. Red Bull and Jägermeister, they mix together now. And I think what I've drawn from all this is that you should not mix super sweet stuff with hard liquor. Is that right? It's sugar and liquor together that makes the hangover.
Well, for me, you just shouldn't change midstream. Like if you start by drinking whiskey, stay with whiskey. If you start by drinking vodka, stay with vodka. When you start to mix and match is when you get into trouble.
Yeah, that's what happened to me because I did I did a mojito followed by an old fashioned. And they say you should have the dark liquor first and then the light liquor second. Is that a rule?
Well, for me, it's a rule that you don't go first or second. You just whatever you pick, stick with that.
Oh, you just stick with it.
Yeah.
Laura, what about you? What's your worst hangover drink?
Okay, so real talk, I had never had a hangover in my life.
Okay.
Until I had a drink at SoFi and they poured too much vodka. And I don't know if it's the age now because I'm older.
You're the person complaining that there's too heavy a pour.
Okay, but my bartender at SoFi hooks it up. So it was a splash of cranberry juice, and it looked like this with a little food coloring.
Okay.
So it was a
That
lot.
guy likes you.
Yeah, he's good people.
Yeah,
you
good.
should see him when you go.
Brian, when was your last hangover?
Last hangover?
Yeah.
Last year, fantasy football. We always go ham at the draft. It's like the one time a year I will get, drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's always, the mixed drinks. So mixing tequila with whiskey or something like that.
Yeah.
Or the colors. The light, dark.
Do you ever get a high over?
What?
Been a long time, but I think I will only ever get that if I had too many edibles.
Too many edibles and you get a high over.
You get the body.
You don't know a high over, Laura?
Wait, there's such a thing as a high over?
Yeah, there's a high over.
Oh, man.
For you, the groggy, yeah.
Oh,
Sure. Well,
I
if you
never
do too much
heard that.
anything, you'll be a fat.
The only thing that I didn't like liquor-wise was maybe a few years ago when I went to Chicago, they told me to try Malort. That was disgusting.
Malort?
Malort.
What is? I don't know what that is.
It's like
Malort?
they're like, oh, it's a thing you do in Chicago. I think this was like in 2019 or whatever. 2019 when I went. They're like, oh, you have to try Malort. It's like a thing here in Chicago. That I literally took the drink and I spit it right back out. It was disgusting.
I'm going to drink it tonight.
Get it, Mace.
I'm going to drink it. I'm going to go
On a Thursday. Oh, because you don't have to work tomorrow.
Yeah, no work tomorrow. It's America's birthday, so I'm going to celebrate America's birthday. I'm going to toast to America multiple times tonight.
What you drinking?
To America.
What you drinking?
I'm going to my favorite spot. It's called the Accomplice Bar.
Oh.
It sounds kind of sketchy, right?
Yeah,
But
it
it's
does.
a very nice
wait.
bar. It's called the Accomplice Bar, but it's very nice.
Okay.
And they got all kinds of, craft cocktail kind of thing. Yeah.
That's cool.
Delicious. All right, let's do some game of games. Now, it is my game today. I wrote this a couple of weeks ago, so I hope it still holds up. I don't know. We'll find out. And we will do that coming up next for you. In the meantime, I want to let you know that next Friday, All-Star Friday night, you want to be there. Special activities like practicing your puck shots, meeting Bailey, America's favorite mascot, and a special legend appearance by Daryl Evans. That's all next Friday. West Covina Sportsplex, 2100 South Azusa Avenue in West Covina. Get your coolers ready for All-Star Friday night. Thank you to our friends at the Los Angeles Kings. All right, let me tell you about my partnership with Hyundai. So I love the Southern California Hyundai dealers. And as soon as we went into business together, I'm like, all right, I'm going to drive all of them. I'm just going to highlight this one, the Sonata. I ended up in an Elantra hybrid, but the Sonata is a beautiful car. In fact, Momo, her brother bought a Sonata with the Southern California Hyundai dealers. I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong with a Hyundai. Cars, SUVs, EVs like the Ioniq, they're what you've always wanted. Every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty. Confidence now, miles down the road, whether you choose one of the adventure-ready SUVs or one of the award-winning EVs, you're going to get away with a lot more than just a great deal, but don't wait. Visit your SoCal Hyundai dealer today. It's a great day for a new Hyundai at the Hyundai Getaway Sales event going on right now. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Coming up next at 3 p.m.
What? You got to do a cat-cow. You know how to do that? A cat-cow stretch.
A what?
A cat-cow.
What is a cat-cow?
You get on your fours and then
show them. Go in there and show them.
I can't. All right.
Let me see it. I think I know what you're talking about. I do it every day. But I didn't know it's called a cat-cow.
Cat-cow.
Well, get in front of the camera, guy.
You got to get on your fours and do this, and then you got to do that.
Yeah, I do that every day. I do that every day. I do cat-cow. Cat-cow. Moo. Meow. Moo, meow.
I'm here.
I just Googled image cat-cow and yeah.
Cat-cow. Is it different than downward dog?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, cat-cow is not downward dog.
Yeah.
One's a moo meow and the other one's a rrr.
Sedano and Cap on 710. The fun way to drive home.
Sedano and Cap.
Hey, holiday
a weekend pro tip. Morongo's got the grill, the glam, and good times. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Get a milkshake maker when you earn 500 points on your rewards card, the 8th.
Number 2.
Get a Stars and Stripes streamer flag on the 4th.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a Mercedes G-Wagon. Earn entries playing slots now and be here July 3rd at 10 p.m. for your chance to win.
Morongo, good times.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, here we go. It is Game of Games time. Ireland, I texted you a little mythical money wager. Did you get it? Don't say it.
Don't say it, though. Don't say it.
Okay.
Tell me if you accept the bet.
No, do not accept it.
You do not accept it? Yeah,
I do not. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think so, too. All right, here we go. Here's the game. It is called Padre, Cardinal, or Rock. So everybody on this list is either a former San Diego Padre, a member of the College of Cardinals who voted on the Pope, or somebody from the world of music. So it's Padre, Cardinal, or Rock. And to join us right now is young Graham Metzger. Graham, you've become a regular on the show here. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm looking to bring home a title for the social team this month.
Yeah, now, Mace, while you were gone, Laura Clipper.
She clippered?
And Graham roared from behind to take her out.
Momo clippered.
Oh, Momo clippered.
Momo clippered my game, yeah.
So what's our scoreboard for the month of July?
We have Graham, who won the first one. So Graham has 1, and then Jacob won recently.
Wow.
So Jacob also has 1, and then I came and won 1.
Wow.
So right now we have Graham with 1, myself with 1, Jacob with 1, and Ireland with 1.
And Ireland with 1. All right. So the month is wide open. Padre, Cardinal, or Rock. First name, Roger Mahoney. Is that a Padre, a Cardinal, or somebody from Rock, Ireland?
That is a Cardinal.
Says a Cardinal. Graham?
Cardinal.
Cardinal. Brian?
Rockstar.
Rockstar. And Laura?
I'll do Cardinal.
The correct answer, yeah, he's a Cardinal. He's a Cardinal from New York, I think. He's
Cardinal Mahoney. He's kind of a famous Cardinal.
Number 2, Samuel Deduno. Samuel Deduno. Is that a Padre, a Cardinal, or is that a rock artist? Graham?
Padre.
Says it's a Padre. Brian?
Rock artist.
Rock artist. Laura?
I'm also going rock.
Rock artist. Ireland?
I'm with Graham. I think he's a Padre.
He is a Padre, yes.
Oh.
Samuel Deduno. By the way, all these names sound like they could be from the College of Cardinals.
Yeah, like that guy is clearly from like Venezuela,
Yes.
Dominican Republic, something down there.
And now we've got a less exotic name. Adam Mulda. Adam Mulda. Is that Padre, Cardinal, or Rock? Brian Cohen?
Rock.
Rock. Laura?
I got a scratch with the rock, so it's the rock.
Rock. Ireland?
I'm with the crowd. Rock.
Rock. And Graham?
Cardinal.
Cardinal is the correct answer. Graham steals that point.
Wow.
Yeah. He's an American Cardinal, too. So it's Graham 3, Ireland 2, Laura 1, Brian nothing. Number 4. Vicente Romo. Vicente Romo. Is that is that Padre, Cardinal, or Rock? And we're going to start with Laura on this one.
Vicente Romo.
Vicente Romo.
I really do not know. And where is my long-lost person? Cardinal.
Says a Cardinal. Ireland.
That sounds like a Padre to
Says
me.
a Padre. Graham?
I'm going Rock.
Rock. And Brian?
Rock.
It is a Padre. Brian, I just noticed a little trend. You've guessed Rock all 4 times.
Well, it got to a point where I was like, okay, you're going to put Rock.
We're due for a Rock. Exactly. Well, you never know.
I only have one, Brian, so you're good.
All right, so Ireland and Graham are tied at 3, and Lars got 1. Brian yet to score. He thinks the next one is going to be a rocker.
Rock.
Let's go to Carlos Vives. Carlos Vives.
I should go last.
Okay, Laura will go last. Ireland, is that a Cardinal, a Padre, or a rocker?
All right, I'm thinking in my head here. Laura wants to go last, which means she knows who it is, which means it's not a Cardinal and it's not a Padre. By process of elimination, I'm going Rock.
Yes, Graham.
I'm nervous about the reverse psychology going on, maybe moving down a rock star, so I'll go Padre.
Padre. Brian.
Same reasoning as John. I'll go Rock here.
You're just going to guess Rock for every one. Right?
No, not for every one, but this one makes the most sense.
Okay.
Laura, did we get it?
Carlos Vives is a rock star.
Yes.
There we go.
I knew
You gave it away, Laura, by saying you have to go last.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. But
That's
it's
all
like
right.
Carlos Vives. They would know I know.
Ireland 4, Graham 3, Laura 2, Brian 1. Next name, Daryl Palumbo. Daryl Palumbo. Is that a Padre, a Cardinal, or a rocker? And we start with Ireland this time. Ireland, you're leading, so we'll go first with you.
Daryl Palumbo.
Daryl Palumbo.
Cardinal Palumbo. I'll go Cardinal.
Cardinal. Graham.
Padre.
Padre. Brian.
Padre.
Padre. Laura.
Padre.
Yeah, the correct answer is he's a rocker.
Brian!
Brian, this is the one time you didn't guess rocker.
You go away from your system and it cost you.
The Brian system
Wouldn't
just
think you'd
guessed
go back
the
to
same
back.
answer every time.
Brian, it's still the Ireland. You're good. You got the one.
Daryl Palumbo is the lead singer for a band I like called Glassjaw. All right, number 8.
How many? Are there 10 of these?
Two more.
Okay.
Oh, are we done?
Alejandro Escoveda. Alejandro Escoveda. Ireland, you're up first. Is that a Padre, a Cardinal, or a rocker?
Alejandro Escovedo. I'll go Padre.
Padre. Graham.
I think I should go opposite, so I'll say Cardinal.
Cardinal. Brian.
Cardinal.
Cardinal. Laura.
I'll go rocker.
Oh, you heard about it. All right. Laura.
Rock.
And it is. He's a rocker, yes.
Brian!
Alejandro Escoveda.
I'd be
again,
tied for second if I stuck with my strategy.
If you had just stuck with it, exactly.
How did you know about the Mythical Monday?
I got Ireland 4, Graham 3, Laura 3, Brian 1, last one.
Okay.
Turso Ornelas. Turso Ornelas. Is that a Padre, a Cardinal, or a rocker? Ireland, you're leading. You're up first. Turso Ornelas.
Rocker.
Says rocker. Graham, what do you think?
I think it's a Cardinal.
Thinks it's a Cardinal. Brian?
He's Padre.
He's a Padre. And Laura?
Wait, so how far back am I from John?
You are one back from
so
John.
So I have to go different.
Yeah.
Don't guess rocker.
Don't guess rocker.
No, because
the
you
other
did
two
that.
are
I have
open.
to go. I'll go Padre.
And Laura, you've tied it up.
Oh! Way to go, Laura.
He is
Yeah,
a
but I'm
Padre. He's
horrible.
actually a pitcher on their 40-man roster right now.
I was like, I'm horrible at the tiebreaker. So
Okay,
you know.
so tiebreaker. Here we go. It's Laura and it's Ireland. Closest without going over. Okay? I want you to both write down a number.
Got it.
Tony Gwynn's career batting average. Closest without going over.
I used to know this.
I don't think you can screw this up too bad, Laura.
Really?
That's a vote of confidence.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I got it.
Okay.
All right.
You got something, Laura? You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Laura, what did you do?
Don't laugh. 320.
320. Ireland?
I went 330.
And guess what? It's 338. You take the point. Yeah, Ireland. with the
Yesterday,
win.
too. Yesterday it was him and I was like...
Losing in the old tiebreaker round.
I hate the tiebreakers.
There's your game of games. Brought to you by Jacob Romani. Remember, any kind of accident this weekend, boating accident, car accident, Uber, Lyft, whatever it happens to be, you want Jacob on your side right away. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Or remember, call jacob.com. Hang on a second, Sedano. How did you even know about the private bet? Did you?
I didn't know.
You had no idea?
I just got here when I got here.
Well, how did you walk in and say...
Well, they told me after I walked in.
They told
okay.
It was only 5,000 mythical dollars, and Ireland did not accept the bet.
Wow.
Wait,
I thought you guys would both be late.
Yeah.
Well, Momo's late, right?
Momo's a guarantee.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Momo was a lot.
Traffic was much worse today.
Was it worse?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
bad.
people are leaving work early
I guess
today.
they're heading out. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, so we're going to do some super crosstalk coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
And Clayton gets 3,000.
The ravine rises, ready to erupt.
Congratulations to Clayton Kershaw on 3,000 strikeouts in his MLB career. We're talking about it today on your home for real Dodgers talk, 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
You know I love the outdoors and adventures. Hey, it's Travis calling all adventurers. Page, Arizona is your ultimate outdoor playground. Snap that iconic shot at Horseshoe Bend. Then hike the stunning 11-mile rim trail. Explore one of 13 breathtaking slot canyons, including world-famous Antelope Canyon. Craving water fun? Cruise Lake Powell by kayak, jet ski, or houseboat, or float the Colorado River to Lee's Ferry. Make Page your base camp for day trips to Grand Canyon, Zion, and the Wave. Start planning your trip today at visitpageaz.com.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
USC football is more than a game. It's tradition, pride, and unforgettable Saturdays in the Coliseum. Be there for every kickoff, every touchdown, and every unforgettable moment this season. Secure your football season tickets today and lock in the best seats, exclusive fan benefits, and memories that last a lifetime. Don't miss out. We need you in the stands. Visit USCTrojans.com or call 213-740-GO-SC.
KSPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason and Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Momo's here. So
what's up?
You know the
Take that, Ireland.
Yeah, they're both here, Ireland. Can you believe it?
I'm impressed, Ramona.
I still want to know who ratted us out.
Yeah, who?
No, you know
told
what?
me as I walked
By
in.
the way, you said
No, but only when I walked
on
in.
the way in. I
Yeah.
was listening to you on the way in. I heard you say,
I heard you
have
say
a
about-
mythical money bet. And John says no because I think that's what's gonna happen. And I thought to myself, I bet they're betting on me.
I was listening to music. Sorry.
I really did.
Yeah. Friday.
Well, I always think
today's
that.
like a Friday.
You're missing a hell of a good show.
Yeah.
This-
Normally,
It was a
you know,
good show. I listened to you guys all the
Normally,
way
you know,
in.
I'm a P1, but I'm already in holiday mode.
Oh,
Clearly, you're like with board shorts.
Well, I
on.
was also cleaning my garage today.
Ah, got it.
So I got stuff in there I got to clean.
Yeah.
So, Momo,
What happened?
ketchup and
Oh, it's so good. I've been doing this since I was a
Ketchup
kid.
and what?
By the way, I heard
Mac
back
and
from
cheese.
Michael.
Gross.
Oh,
I heard
no.
back from
So
Michael.
good.
Thank
Michael does put ketchup on mac and cheese.
No,
Momo,
no.
You guys
And you mix it up too.
He
No.
says not much, just a little.
Now,
Just a little. It's
You
just
know-
a little, and then you mix it up.
You know
Oh,
what
so
I like
good.
to mix with ketchup, like to dip
But
my fries in?
yeah.
Mustard. I like the mix of the two.
That's interesting.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
You know what we make all the time? We make special sauce all the time, like the McDonald's special sauce. All it is ketchup and Thousand Island dressing.
And a little relish.
I'm going to have my wife bring this for you.
Okay.
She makes a dish, a sauce, a mustard curry.
Oh, yum!
But not a lot of spice, just very mild.
I've had a ketchup curry.
More mustardy than curry.
Yeah,
but it is delicious.
Do you ever cook?
No, she does all the cooking.
Do you have any dishes that you do?
I know how to cook. I'm more of a griller.
Griller, right?
Like I deal with like anything we put on the grill for the most part. I will deal with.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you? Do you cook a lot, Mama?
All the time, and I'm in my diet now, so like I'm constantly meal prepping the night before.
Oh, I see.
So like I'm marinating some chicken while I'm here,
Right.
and then when I come home, it'll be ready for me to grill or to bake, and then it's ready for the next day. I'm making cauliflower rice all the time.
Oh, very yummy.
I did spaghetti squash.
Here's a reason to hate John Ireland. You ready? So I've been on a diet since 1983.
Yeah, same. Same.
Momo, you're the same.
Same.
Ireland just eats whatever
he wants. He's just got a great metabolism.
Whatever he wants, you've got a killer metabolism.
And he doesn't sleep.
Always have.
Yeah.
Damn,
good
that's
for you.
Nice. Yeah.
That's what I get for not sleeping, Momo. When you're up all day, you're burning calories.
Yeah,
I guess
that's
usually the amount of weight that I lose is directly correlated with how much I sleep too.
Oh yeah.
Meaning the
Like
more you
I can
sleep,
be all good if the more I sleep, the more I'm going to lose. Like
Yes,
you
I
lose
agree.
weight overnight.
Well, doctors will tell
Yeah.
you if you don't sleep well, you start to get hungry when you're tired. Like that, you start to
Right.
compensate.
Yeah.
Like your body compensates and wants to eat because it wants you to. Because once you eat, you feel like you want to sleep again. So it's really trying to get you to sleep more.
Right.
All right, so let's get to the bottom of what everyone wants to know.
Yeah.
Yesterday in the middle of the day,
Oh, right.
a Twitter account under
By the way, I
don't even care.
I
I'm
brought
like,
this up in
By
passing.
the way,
yeah.
I tried to save her.
Yeah.
You did. Everybody did. There was
Yeah.
like 7 people texted me simultaneously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
anyway,
I do
you wanna set the
follow.
stage?
I do follow Scam Sharania.
You follow
All right,
scams.
should I explain it so anybody knows
Yeah,
what
yeah,
we're
go ahead.
talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, go ahead.
Somebody under the name Scam Sharania.
Yeah.
Instead of Shams Sharania.
Yeah,
right. Okay.
correct.
So it's one letter different.
But it says it did have a blue check mark, Momo.
I know it had a
'Cause you
blue
can
check-
buy
and
one
it
on
looks
Twitter.
like him.
Yeah.
You
Just
know.
purchase it.
But underneath it says parody account.
Okay, but
And-
but when you're getting alerts, you don't see that part.
Okay, so and here was what Scam
Sharania.
breaking.
Yeah.
Longtime announcer Mike Breen is retiring after more than 3 decades in broadcasting. Sources tell ESPN. Breen's picture had the breaking news.
I mean, it
to
looked-
which
it
Momo
looked good.
responded,
Oh,
triple
quote tweet.
bang for the Hall of Fame.
It's a good response.
Was a good response.
It is.
However, don't you think that if the last
I would
NBA
have heard
Finals
something.
would have been the
Yeah,
last
we would have
NBA,
done it.
we would have probably done a nice going away for Mike
Yeah, I
Breen.
wasn't
So, Momo,
thinking.
what
okay,
happened?
I'll scene set for you. We were about to go do the show.
Yeah.
George was hosting
Yeah.
NBA Today. I was in the makeup chair. I was just gabbing with the makeup artist, right? Like it was me and Allie, and she's weird friends
Yeah.
and stuff. And so we were just, we're friends. We're
Yeah,
like, gabbing
right.
along, and
Okay.
I saw the tweet, and I just, we all have alerts for Shams, right? And I
But
saw
who
the tweet.
retweeted? Which one of your alert people retweeted it?
Somebody must have.
Because I don't follow.
I clearly don't have an alert.
for him.
Mark
Right.
Spears fell for it. Too.
Somebody
After
must have
you.
retweeted it that it came into my alerts.
Well, Mark Spears came into the studio
Yeah.
blaming
Oh, yeah,
Ramona
it was
for
my
responding because he trusted
Because
her.
I was just distracted. I was like talking to her, and I was like, "Oh wow,
John,
Mike Breen's retiring," and I didn't like really
Think about it.
or
Yeah.
look closely. And it was a push notification, and then like literally within like 1 minute,
John.
I got 7 texts. And I was like, "Oh okay." delete.
John, I was in the studio getting wired up, and all of a sudden the producer's in my ears like, George, is Ramona in the studio?
I know.
And I'm like, no, why? He goes, she just fell for a fake Shams account. I was like,
know.
oh no.
But it's always when you're distracted, like you're not. And also, there's so many Shams notifications.
Yeah.
But that's actually a good question you had, Mace.
What's that?
How somebody must have retweeted it.
Somebody
for it to come
who
into
you
my,
follow on your alerts
Yeah,
retweeted it
Must
to your
have.
timeline.
Somebody fell for it before you fell for
Somebody,
it.
because there's only
By the
otherwise
way,
I wouldn't
it's-
have seen the
And
notification.
it's such a what I don't understand. Why would you even make that up? It's
I
such
know,
a
and
weird
it's like
thing
that,
to make
that's
up.
not that
It's
wasn't
not
like
But
a
think about
high
the timing
level
of it. Why would he retire after doing the finals?
True. Yeah, it doesn't make
Well, I
sense.
mean, my thought went to, oh my gosh, I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like I would have heard about it. Usually, when somebody's about to retire, you have a sense.
Right.
It's not. It's either. So if it's a surprise like that, it's health related. They did something, or it's, whatever.
Mike will be banging for the next several years still, as far as I know.
I mean, I deleted it within like 4 minutes.
Momo, and by the way,
it's okay.
I brought it up just to take a little goof, but I was not going to spend a whole segment on it.
Oh, okay, that's enough.
Yeah,
we only did 4 minutes.
I don't want to. It's everybody screws up.
It was only 4.
No big deal.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's about as much time as it was up on our timeline.
It's about as much as we need to know about that.
Hey, are you, Momo, as excited about DeAndre Ayton as John Ireland is?
Come on, Momo, get on board.
Momo, be honest.
Be real.
I'm excited for you, John. I'm excited for you.
Hey, better to have a center than to not have
What's
one,
weird is
right?
I don't know anybody.
Wait, you didn't want Mo Wagner back?
I didn't want Rudy Gobert getting 24 points and 27 rebounds.
I'd take Mo Wagner.
Mo's played pretty well as a backup center
pretty good
in
last
Orlando.
year.
And by the way, he shoots
the one that got away.
Yeah. Listen, we've
had
all.
they not traded Zubats for Mike Muscala like 7 years ago, none of this would be happening. Actually, so there's that. Yeah.
So what's your read on DeAndre Ayton, Momo? What's the word around the league?
Okay. Are we? It feels like a Friday, so we're just gonna.
Yeah, just
treat
say
it like
whatever.
Friday.
Say whatever.
Yeah, right.
Say whatever.
So
yeah.
we're all in the league, George. We know what we hear.
Not me.
We know what people say.
I'm out of it. I have
You're
no idea.
close enough to the league that you talk to us, and
I'm
then you know
league
what
adjacent.
Yeah. So.
It's like living in Beverlywood.
It is.
I'm going to say two things. I'm going to look at the glass half full. Okay. I hear all those negative things from people I trust, from people who've been around, and in multiple different places, in Portland and in Phoenix. But I also think that he did go to the finals, and he was very good in those finals. And JJ Redick there's a clip of him talking about how good,
played it yesterday.
how good he is.
Yeah.
And he played his best when he was up for a contract.
Yeah.
Right. So he will now be somewhat up for a contract again. There is an incredible talent there. He was the number 1 overall draft pick ahead of Luka Doncic.
Should not have been, though.
There is an irony in that they're now on the same team.
Yes.
Right. Okay. But I would say that he's very young. He's still very athletic and skilled.
We should bring Marvin Bagley then too. He went ahead of Luka.
The other stuff, the
well, okay. So you want to go into the negative now?
I want to see both sides. Like,
okay,
I understand.
The other
It's
side,
like Lady Justice. He wants the pendulum here.
He played his best when he was up for a contract. I did say that.
Yes,
which is a nice way of saying, he was
his
highly
care
motivated.
factor.
Care factor.
Yeah.
So. I don't know how people respond when they get in the situation where he's been, where now he knows there wasn't much interest in him, where they didn't have any trades.
Yeah.
Does he realize how close he was to not having very many options here or any good options?
Well, when somebody gives you $35 million to go away, you get a pretty good idea of how they feel about you.
Yeah, but he's now got another $11 million.
True.
Right? Or whether the Lakers...
2 years, 16-6.
Yeah, okay, 16-6. Okay. So... I don't know. I hear things about, is he really a good lob threat? Does he go roll to the basket, or does he kind of want to have the ball in his hand? Is there a toughness going to the basket?
Mm-hmm.
There's questions about that. Monty Williams and him got into it quite a bit. And I think he had his best year when he had Chris Paul and Devin Booker in his ear riding him the entire way. And he did summon some very good performances. His stats continue to be pretty good, right? They continue to be good numbers, and I think LeBron and Luka can make him better. That's about the best I can do.
So what I would say is
that's about the best.
His numbers, while he does put up stats,
he does put up stats.
The impact is what I would say is not always there on those numbers.
Yeah, impact on winning. But I look, he did well when he had the environment with like Chris Paul and Devin Booker riding him and pushing him.
Right.
He's going to have those guys doing that here.
Right.
Yeah.
So, well, that's
not those guys, but
by the way, the
guys
entire analysis are kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
I mean,
very mixed.
Yeah.
I would say mostly not so great.
It's a mixed nuts bag.
But
Like,
it's
like cashews, some almonds, you know what I'm saying?
And when you kind of just fish out the cashews.
Yeah.
John,
I only like the cashews.
Whose nickname in the league is Headache?
No, he's not in the league.
Oh.
Stephen Headache Smith got accused of point shaving when he was a guard at Arizona State in the 90s.
Yeah.
And got caught. We were talking about how, did you guys,
Malik Beasley.
George and Momo, hear about that weird pitch thing?
The pitch thing is
I heard about
crazy.
this. Yeah, I didn't read it,
Two
but tell me what
pitches
about it.
and like all the prop bets went through the roof, and then they realized the pitcher was in on it. And so now that guy's career's over. That was
What were the pitches? Like what?
In other words, it was the first pitch in an inning, ball strike. It was either strike or ball hit batsman.
Oh, wow.
And they noticed a spike in betting on that particular pitch in that particular
why
game.
are we
a guy
having
named
prop bets
Luis
on this?
Ortiz who used to pitch for the Indians. I don't think he's ever going to pitch again.
They called, John, you used the term earlier, micro
bets.
Micro bets.
I think
You
we got to
can
get
bet
rid of
on one
those.
pitch.
Yeah, we got to get rid of that.
That's too easy to manipulate. It's just asking for somebody to be in on a bet like this.
Yeah. Momo, you are, you know Clayton Kershaw pretty well.
I do.
Reported on Clayton Kershaw over the
Yeah.
years. How do you feel about last night and the way it all went down?
I was actually a little emotional last night. I felt kind of like a little misty watching that. And I covered him when he first came to the big leagues. I went and found a really old story that I wrote back in 2009. I remember writing it, and I talked to his wife. Well, at that point, she was just his girlfriend. And her name was Ellen Melson at the time. Now she's Ellen Kershaw, and she has 4 kids with him.
5 now, one on the way.
5 with the 6 on the way, or 4
No,
with the
4 with 1 on the way.
Okay. And it was funny because it reminded me a little of how I felt with Kobe too, where like one of your entire life cycles as a reporter or as somebody you've watched his whole career. Like I remember when he was a kid, and I found this story that I had written about how when they first called him up, it was like he was still finding himself. Remember they called him up once and then they set him back down, and he was really mad about it. But I did a story about how when he was in AA, like his first piece of furniture was a ping pong table. You know, and it was like
That tracks.
It was it tracks, right? But he was like 20.
Yeah.
He was just a kid, and I remember covering those teams with Greg Maddux out there, and he was learning from Maddux, and watching him develop his routine throughout the years. Then it was like he and AJ Ellis had this mind meld for years, and so it's been interesting to watch him. You know, the last few years, he's just kind of keeping it going.
I was a little worried at the beginning of that game.
Me too. 29 pitches in that first inning. I'm like, I don't think he's going to get there. And the White Sox were making contact with not hard contact, but they were making contact.
They did not want it to happen.
Nope,
the White Sox.
I mean, you wouldn't want to be that person either,
for
right?
sure. And then I'm glad they ended up winning in the end too. That certainly made it
that was
better.
awesome.
Had it
really
happened in
made
a
it
loss, it would have
Yeah.
been fine, but it just wouldn't have been as cool.
Yeah.
Especially in a loss where Mac Muncy might be out for the year.
I know.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. But the way they came back to win also, I think, helped punctuate the moment too. So,
Yeah. But I mean, it's kind of emotional when you've known somebody literally since they started
Sure.
dating their future wife, and now I see the boys running into the dugout with him, like that video they posted of them in the dugout. I mean, in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, they're grown.
We're old.
Yeah. But also, like, you've seen his whole career. And like, I remember when I broke this story when he signed the 7-year, $215 million contract. And
sorry about that.
All
That
right.
was me.
Okay.
That was me. I was searching
and
for
I remember,
Max Muncy news.
and I remember when he did that, there was an option for him to just sign a lifetime contract with the Dodgers. And you guys played this sound earlier about how he didn't really give it all that much thought about playing your whole career with one team and stuff. But I think that's pretty cool that he's done that. And
It is cool.
Yeah, because at the time he did the 7 for $215.
Right.
He had the option of signing a lifetime contract. Like Mark Walter literally went to him and said, "We want you to be a Dodger for life. Tell me how many years you want to play. Tell me how much money you want." Like it would have just been a lifetime contract. And he said, "I don't know that I want to be that guy. I don't know that I want to lock my..." And they would have given him opt-outs. They would have given him whatever.
Right, sure.
But he didn't do it. And now I thought that was interesting. Because he didn't want to be seen as that person.
Yeah.
But now I think he feels like he's sort of embracing that Dodger for life thing.
Yeah. By the way, John, that's a good deal for you. If Walter comes to you, you and Michael are in good shape.
Yeah.
Hope so.
Yeah.